figure it out.
We're live, by the way.
I've done skimboarding. It sucks trying to do it here because we have so few beaches that actually have sand.
Yeah.
Whidbey Island,
All just rocks.
Golden Gardens are really the only places around here that you can do it.
What is a rocky beach, if not a fully sand beach yet?
What?
You just gotta go fast.
I'm tired, dude. I'm sorry.
Skim surf a rocky beach. You know. Yeah, go fast enough to make it, or just fully cheese grater yourself. No in between.
Gotta go fast.
You know what? I recently brought this up to my dad, and it's stuck with me since I was a child. We were watching 24, like Jack Barrow, whatever his fucking name was.
24.
Yeah, it was essentially this, I think, FBI agent works on like an anti-terrorism task force, and like it's basically all about him.
Let's see.
My brain went to 21 Jump Street. I'm on the same page now.
24, yeah.
24.
And there was like this torture scene where they were torturing one of the terrorists trying to get information about like a bomb, right? And my dad just real casually when he goes to commercial and goes like, you know, I've always wondered what the best torture device would be, to his like living room full of children and effectively wife, and we all just stop and stare at him, and he goes, I've always thought, you know, like a cheese grater would be like, you know, wham, you'd hit him, it would hurt really bad, but it wouldn't take enough to really kill him unless you tried. And that has been stuck in my head at least once a week since I was like 7.
Do you remember like the 1,000 Ways to Die? And they had spin-off shows, and one of them was about like torture weapons. And I used to watch it, and I was like, oh, that's awful. Oh, that's an oubliette. Ugh.
Big spike with gravity.
Yeah,
That's why you don't like
Best
cheese.
torture device.
Is that why you don't like cheese? Oh my
I
god,
didn't
we
like
found
cheese
it.
before that, but yeah. Thank you, Jeremy, for
Definitely
the
did
3
well.
years, by the way.
Baller.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's been...
I had the big, like, red letters, like, children's version of classic books growing up.
Yeah.
One of them was Ivanhoe. And they kept the scenes in where they had, like, a human barbecue and shit like that. So at the age of 6, I'm like, oh! It's like reading a book right next to Anne of Green Gables. And, like,
Nice.
Robinson Crusoe.
Robinson Crusoe was a little bit rough too. Just
Yeah.
saying.
I'm still not convinced that there wasn't something going on between him and Friday.
No.
I have not read these books. I don't
Shipwreck
know what they are.
You shouldn't.
I feel like I'm getting conflicting information now.
It's basically what like Castaway was based off of,
Okay.
but there was a little bit more involved with it because there was like actually another person who showed up.
There was a tribe of people that he took an outcast and civilized him.
Delightful. God, I love this.
He
we're
named
doing...
him Friday.
Was Robert Louis Stevenson the one who wrote that? I know that he wrote like a couple of other things, but
They are interesting books to read in your youth.
They're dated now.
yeah.
Very.
It reminds me oddly of Hatchet in some ways.
I really liked Hatchet.
Yeah. The other one sucked, but Hatchet
Novel
was
by William Defoe. Now, I don't think it's the same guy.
But if it is, what a guy. Fucking awesome.
Daniel Defoe. Okay. He looks like Mozart.
Yep.
Died 1731. Yep.
No, it's definitely the same Defoe. That ageless man.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, he lived in this late 16 to early 1700s in the UK in London. I'm sure he was a swell guy.
Yeah. Such a cool dude. Such a cool guy. All right. Well, man, conversation before the stream made me sad. This is now making me sad. I'd like to maybe play some D&D and return the favor a little bit.
Sure thing.
So, with that, 3, 2, 1. We got our first sponsor. We're super excited about it. Our music and audio is now brought to you by dSCRYB. If you're looking for just the right ambiance for your spooky dungeon crawl, check out dSCRYB's catalog of sound and music. If you're really looking to scare your players, then you can even use dSCRYB's narration tools as they perfectly describe the dungeon that you're about to enter. You pass the threshold of the storied place and find yourself in the first chamber. A hallway rampant with junk. Any carvings, statues, gnarled sconces on the walls have been obscured by the considerable piles of old and broken equipment. Slashed leather, frayed ropes, dented helms, soiled bedrobes, discarded by adventurers past, perhaps dropped in favor of plunder found deeper within. A trail cuts through the dragon's hoard of debris to the door that will lead you further in. You glimpse a skeletal hand hanging out of one of the mound's fingers, extending spider-like toward the door as if eager for spoils that might be left within. And if that's not enough for you, you can have access to pre-made maps, soundscapes, and their Foundry module to fit exactly what you're looking for on the fly. If this sounds as cool to you as it does to us, because we're really going to be using this in the future, it's super awesome, then you can use code DUNDER to get a 30-day free trial. That's code DUNDER at checkout. Links below. Thanks for listening, and thank you, dSCRYB, for checking us out and sponsoring the show. Welcome back to Dungeons and Dunderheads, where our hapless heroes hurriedly halt harrowing harbingers. We are on the back nine of the Queen's Rooks, a multi-year campaign to stop the evil entity called the Unnamed God. With that, let's introduce our players. The Dunder Dame herself, Lizzie.
Dunder Dame. That's a solid name.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Hi, I'm Lizzie. I'm playing Alyssa Tabaxi, Artificing Rune Knight, creator of gauntlets that I need to write descriptions of for Jeremy. Yeah, I am Architect Arcane, passing it off to
I have more titles.
Andrew
Yeah.
with the titles.
Our real-life Master of Ceremonies, Jeremy.
You're right. Damn.
I'm Jeremy, the cleric in real life and in game, specifically a grave cleric playing Styx Rotten Wing, the Owlin grave cleric. How many times can I say cleric today? Yeah. Saver of bulls.
You're the real life cleric and you're not even an ordained minister.
Well, speaking of that, the Scion of Spaghetti, Colby.
I'll take it. I am Colby. I am playing Sail, another Scion of Spaghetti. Aqualad himself. Fey Bard, Fey Warlock.
And the man with a strength score of 24, Sam.
I thought it was 23.
It's 23 gets you to 690, 24 gets you to 720 on weight that you can pull. So I rounded up.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm
The
Sam.
trend gives you the extra point.
I'm not on that anymore. I'm Sam with the strength score of 24, which is awesome. God damn it, Colby.
Don't act like you would have had this good to go regardless.
Don't blame me for your weekly train wreck of an interrupt.
Sam playing Kex, the Depresso Espresso.
Ooh.
There you go. There you go.
Hexblade, Warlock, Soul Knife, Vampire, Eat Stuff, Andrew.
We should make a flowchart for him.
I want to go through and do a mega cut because I feel like this has gotten worse as time has gone on, not better.
It definitely fucking has.
I feel like your ability to introduce your character has gone downhill as your marijuana intake has gone uphill. Like that may be a noticeable thing if we go back.
It's not an impossibility.
Sam doesn't get to multi-class anymore to make our interest better.
All right. Well, last we left off, it was Zombie Jesus Day, who is canonically a lich. That's important because you are also fighting other liches of sorts. One of them being the one of the heralds of the unnamed god had pushed further into Guild's Row and Plaza East, using the distraction of Heotran's Destroyer, the Thunder's Judgment, as cover. Vathis and the rest of the ground forces launched an anti-air attack against the Perihelion, trying to open fire and return. The crew of the Perihelion found their guns disabled, making them essentially sitting ducks. Seeing this, the Queen's Rooks responded as fast as they could, distracting Vathis and his band so the Pale Guard forces could deal with the anti-air artillery. While fending off Vathis, the crew managed to largely subdue his band before focusing on him. Seeing that most forms of damage didn't really hurt him, you guys started to think of different ways to get him out of the fight, whether that would be charm, displacing him, banishment, those types of things, and conversing with one another. Styx used his tarot card and called on the Hanged Man, a being of change and hindsight, finding Thak answering his call. Thak informed him that Vathis is a being called a scourge, born of hatred of another, cursed to this form by the unnamed god for being the bastard son of Heutran and the Lady of Shadows, knowing that this form, when this form is killed, the soul will jump from one body to that of a branded member of his band. That form will dement and change to become Vathis once again, cursed to die over and over again, but never move on. Styx informed the party of this, and they began to change their tactics. Instead of trying to kill him, they began to sympathize and speak with him. Through a group effort, they broke through the maddening rage that filled Vathis to speak with the man himself, offering him chance to be freed of this curse. You all ventured back to the court of the River Prince, where we pick up now. You all feel the familiar pull of the tide, water cresting over you as you appear in Sael's shanty shack, the court of the River Prince. Vathis the Unchained beside you. What would you all like to do?
I'm kind of leaving this in your two's court. This one.
Well, I don't have a court. My court's a lot more depressing.
Well, as the master of ceremonies in this court, I task you with conducting the ceremony of this.
I don't know what to do here.
Oh my god.
I have the water. Let's just use the water.
I would like, maybe we could try dispelling the brands or the marks on him. You could both try that.
To be honest, didn't think we'd make it this far.
Yeah. And if,
Guys,
that doesn't work,
say
we
that.
still have the guaranteed option.
In your head, you're going to hear, don't say that in front of him.
So
Why wouldn't...
this is guaranteed to work. We're going to try some intermediary
would-
steps between then and now. I explained to you the water last time. All right. Unless you have any ceremonies you'd like to conduct or anything, I think I want to try and get rid of one of his brands.
Just refamiliarizing myself with what I took. I wasn't going for that kind of thing because I didn't know about all of this before we started. So
That's fairly fair.
I can bestow a curse.
It's not.
Yes, let's make him worse.
I genuinely don't have anything.
That's
Have
fine.
dispel magic or
We talked to him to get him here, so.
Okay.
But what do we need to do with
I
experience?
do have dispel magic.
I
Okay.
also have that, but I only have so much more today.
Yep.
I have detect magic.
I can cast it up to a 7th level.
I can do it up to 6th. I was going to try.
Whenever they do what they are going to do to help Vathis, I will cast Bless on the party and on Vathis.
Well, also, here's the thing. I don't know if it's magic.
How that it's not mechanical.
I'm going to cast guidance on Vathis.
Okay. I will. When they start doing something, I will cast Bless on the 3 of them and Vathis.
I will inspire sticks.
Okay, wait. You guys are jumping the gun real fast.
Well, we
So,
knew what we were coming into this session.
yes. I want to ask him questions.
Okay.
Okay. Couple of questions, and then I think the
Okay.
going plan is try to dispel the brands.
So Styx is going to go up to Vathis, and he's going to say, okay, we don't know what is affecting you, and we don't know if you know what is affecting you. Do you know if this is a magical bind on you?
I do not know much of magics themselves, but I would assume with him involved. Most likely.
So I lied. I do have remove curse. It just doesn't show up on higher spell level slots for some reason. I'm assuming there's no benefit on upcasting it.
Because of how many you have.
So
There's no benefit to upcasting.
yeah. So it's a 3rd level spell. So I have remove curse. I have dispel magic. I do not believe my magics to be more powerful than theirs. Therefore, I do not believe that I can remove it without some additional assistance. And I don't know what kind of assistance that is. This does not seem like something that a normal person can just cast on whoever they feel. This feels either guided, pointed, with intent, and it also could just have to do with your blood itself.
Can we try? Sorry, go ahead.
Can I look at the runes now that they've been pointed out to everybody?
They're currently covered up by the actual binds themselves.
Is it possible for me to inspect them and see what kind of magics this might be, and perhaps like the level of potency that was used in the creation of it?
Do you have detect magic?
I do.
Remind me, detect magic isn't a cantrip, right?
No.
Okay. I do not have that today.
I have identify and detect magic as well.
I have a free use of detect.
I was hoping to do Arcana, but yeah, I understand.
My thought process would be
You have identify.
have him drink the water and remove, and then try to dispel the brands at the same time.
The water will just end him.
It's supposed to end control, isn't it?
We don't know what that means.
I fear that
Like,
using
we
the
don't know what
water
that means for him.
would work on getting rid of the brands. We would then have, if we use the water, he's just gone and he doesn't get to do anything else in this life.
You guys told him that the water was what we were going to use on him.
The water is the guaranteed fallback option. We are
Yes.
trying to get rid of his brands first
Okay.
to give him a chance to do what he wants to in this life.
And I think the main goal is to just make sure that he doesn't have somebody controlling him and he doesn't have somebody who always has their eyes on him no matter what.
Then I see the only thing we can do is dispel the brands.
I'm going to cast Identify. And I'm going to try to ascertain the same things because I don't have detect magic.
So, casting Identify on Vathis himself, there is a few things that will appear. Can you please read me Identify? Because I think it only gives you the answer for one.
You may choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties, how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, and how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. If you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
Spells, if any, but it does not describe the spells themselves.
I can use detect magic in tandem with you doing Identify if we think that'll help.
It would just give you the schools of magic. So, if you'd like to do that, you can.
Why not? Might as well.
Yeah. Identify on Vathis. There is a feature and or spell that is called the Bastard's Brands. In tandem with Identify or Detect Magic, these seem to be necrotic and abjuration in nature.
Necromancy and abjuration.
So you said that there's is it chains around him?
Yes, he has chains on his wrists.
Right.
There's also, I'm not done with your Identify yet. Don't you worry. There's more information to come.
All right.
He has an item on him called the Chains of Sin. With your Detect Magic up, the Chains of Sin are a mixture of evocation and necromancy.
He's all over the place, though.
And he is also affected by the Unnamed Blessing.
Would that be like piety?
me a religion check.
Could I identify specifically the chains?
Sure.
15.
15. You're not sure if this is through belief, like you guys have, or this is possibly more that he is subjugated to this.
Okay.
You get the idea that he doesn't really like the unnamed god, but evil gods, you don't need to like them as long as you follow them.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's hard to deny the results of him being basically immortal and having the powers that he does. So,
Chains of Sin, they are.
Did you just use alcohol? Okay, you did.
yeah, sorry.
I was just like, why does it smell like alcohol?
I didn't bring beer this time. I brought vodka.
You're just sipping on a alcohol wipe.
Whatever helps you get through the shenanigans.
Chains of Sin, they are. The chains that Vathis was bound to when he was born until he grew to adulthood. They have become one with him and are bound to him, meaning if they are removed, they will always return. They can only be attuned by Vathis, as it is part of his curse. Part of the brands of, part of the bastard's brands are how you acquire these. When those that he has branded in turn die, or he has conferred a mark of power to die within his vicinity, they charge up these chains and they become more potent. Essentially, they normally do 2d6 and have a range of 20 feet on hit. When the charges go up to a maximum of 5, the damage dice go up with it. So it goes from 2d6 to 2d8, 2d10, 2d12, and 2d20.
Because he was juiced up when we fought him the first time because he didn't have anybody branded.
Can I ascertain what would happen to, you said like souls and branding right inside the chains. If we sprayed the water and the chains were like collateral, would that like cause the chains to attack Vathis?
Make me an Arcana check.
So I was trying to determine how involved the chains were in his curse and overall as like a part of the mechanism that binds him to this curse and his brands. Do I get anything like, are one of the brands that he has more connected to the chains than the other brand is because he has two brands? Are they both equally pretty much entwined in his chains?
They seem to be equally entwined.
Okay.
Is there any kind of advantage on that?
No.
Do I have heroic inspiration? Because it says I do on my character sheet, but I can't remember using it.
If it's on your
You gotta keep track of
pretty
it.
good.
All right. I'm going to use it now. Okay. I rolled a nat 1, which is why I was asking. 28
28.
with a flash of genius if it's better. Okay, I'll use it.
You decide.
Yeah, I'll use it.
For a total of
33.
33. These chains have a base level of sentience to them. Right? I just hadn't gotten that far with you yet.
Okay.
They have a base level of sentience to them, and you get the idea that while they may answer to what Vathis tells them to do in combat, they are not beholden to Vathis. They're beholden to the unnamed god. So, to that point, you're not sure if they would attack him, but spraying him with this water and breaking his control does not necessarily mean you will break the item's control.
So maybe a temporary removal and then
So
attempt.
I'm not sure I understand what you meant there. So are you saying that like if we spray the water right, it might not have an effect on the item, so they would still be like part of the unnamed god's like control? Okay.
The chain could still maybe exude control on him, even if we break the control that he has on Vathis directly.
I'm going.
Unnamed God Vathis. When it comes to order of operations, it sounds like.
Unnamed god Heatran chains Vathis.
I'm going to share what I learned with the rest of the party.
Well, it sounds like maybe temporarily, if we can get the chains off of him for a second, and then try to dispel the brands. Might work.
Just really quick. Well, no, that wouldn't really give me anything. Anything that we don't know, at least.
I think we've gotten about everything we can get. I think we have to just choose what we're going to do.
I think we try to separate him from the chains for a sec, dispel the brands, and hopefully that will interrupt his connection to Heatran, the chains, and the unnamed god.
I think that's going to be mostly a you thing.
Me?
You got the chains off him originally.
Well, we can just ask him to set him down. He controls them,
He
and
can.
We could freedom of movement him.
So the thing
they
about,
always return to him, but he has to do that.
okay. What if I use a dispel magic on the chains themselves?
I don't think.
It seems like a magical item,
But it's him and the curse are one and the same. The chains are part of the curse.
but the chains are not the curse. They're part of it. And it's an
Right.
item that is basically created from the curse.
My point is, if the curse does not go away itself, I do not think that affects the chains.
The curse is above the chains. So if we get rid of the chains, the curse is still there.
The curse and the chains are the same thing.
They're not.
The mark on him is the seed of the curse. The chains are there to help reinforce it. To my
Yeah.
understanding.
Is that what, when you were describing it?
I have given you guys information. It's up to you to interpret it.
Okay.
I see them as one and the same. He's had the chains with him the entire time he's been alive and grew into them, and they have become a part of him.
My opinion hasn't changed. I just think we should just use the water because it's surefire, and we're spending a lot of time.
Yeah. I think whatever we're going to do, I figured out.
All right, let's try to separate him from the chains and
Before-
dispel the brands.
Before we do that, can we see what, while we've been discussing this, what Vathis has he been pondering anything, or is he just there for the ride?
I think he's waiting to see what we're going to do.
He's watching you all
Yeah.
intently. You guys are discussing, and as you look over at him, he is basically taking a seat at the bar. You see Saffron is kind of like just shaking him up a drink. Sets it down. He doesn't even look at it
I will.
as he's still intently looking at you guys. I only ask this because the passive perceptions in this group are so high. And there's a possibility you may be able to see it with an active perception check. The two of you, please, go and give me active perception checks. Sail and Sticks.
I do have a question for him.
Luckily, I get advantage. It's not going to be as high as yours.
33.
33,
Minus 11 to that.
22.
22.
All right. Never mind.
Oh my god, that was a high DC.
What?
But he has to set him high. I'm going to ask him.
Can I flash a genius on Sayil's check? Because it was an active one.
Sure.
Okay.
38.
Meets beats.
I couldn't have hit it otherwise.
That's crazy. What, you roll 19?
I rolled a 7. With a 20, it would have been 35.
Yeah, he still wouldn't be able to get there without help.
Damn.
You see, as you're not sure Vathis is even aware of this. These chains, they are 20 feet long. And as he goes to sit on the bar, they drag out from him. And you notice chain links are starting to quietly, but surely move. As one link separates from another,
Into my realm.
and another one just at the ends.
Like one link at a time at the very tips. Interesting.
They're separating from each other.
And then you notice as they start to go opposite directions, away from Vathis.
I'll start shape water, mold earth, whatever, to just start collecting them back. Like, just bring them back in towards Vathis. You seem to be losing some bits.
One.
As like they start to slowly creep away, I'm dragging them back with mold earth, like towards him. These separated links.
He looks confused at this. He will bend down, pick them up, and my apologies. As he will coil the chains closer to him, kind of amassing them in his lap. As the two bits that have kind of gone out, you watch him just squeeze as hard as he can into his hands.
I will ask him, do you think that you can separate yourself from the chains for a moment, or would you be willing to let us forcibly remove them to try and dispel your brands?
I have never been able to remove them. The only time in recent history that it's been done without losing my hands entirely was when Alyssa did it.
I have a potion of Hill Giant Strength. I can make myself strong temporarily, and then me and Alyssa can try and pull them off. And then you guys can dispel them as soon as they're off.
Do you have freedom of movement?
I do. Because I was going to cast him when he was holding me underwater.
I think that would likely help him be able to escape.
And then you could isolate him with that away from the chains.
You touch a willing creature for the duration. Target's movement is unaffected by difficult terrain. And spells and other magical effects can neither reduce the target's movement speed nor cause the target to be paralyzed or restrained. Would you say that he's being restrained by these?
They're not.
They're part of him.
They're not preventing his movement.
I'm going
other
to
than removing them.
I'm going to Giant Smite and Frost Rune in preparation for Kex's plan.
Is that what we're doing?
I think that might be the best way to go about it.
All right.
I'm gonna do it no matter what, just to see if he's, because again, mechanically he's not considered restrained, but in a greater sense of things, he is
I
restrained.
think you need to do the dispel before the freedom, but
Freedom of movement is
To help pull the chains.
okay, gotcha. Okay, I see. I'm with you now. All right. Well, I'll wait for when you're ready to go.
Guidance.
Oh, okay.
Fired.
I'll chug my potion of Hill Giant Strength.
I'm gonna go up because it's just 1 hour that it affects him, no concentration. So I'm gonna go up and be like, not sure if this is gonna help. Pat him on the shoulder, freedom of movement, and I want to be looking at the chains to see if, like, maybe, like, instead of a tight grip, maybe it loosens up to where, like, it's almost like a bracelet.
Legitimately, there does not seem to be any space between where skin starts and the chains begin. Mm-hmm. It is almost like they are grafted to his forearms.
Okay.
All right. I'll chug my potion. I'm gonna cast Bless on the 4 of us.
What is that, a D4?
Yep. And then we're gonna.
Let's go.
All right. I'm gonna pull them off, and then you guys are ready to go. You've already casted Freedom Movement. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then just to confirm, I'm going to be doing Dispel Magic at 7th level.
You're doing it at 6th.
All right. All right.
I believe you should target the Unnamed Gods brand, and I will target Heatrans.
I think that's a good idea. There's nobody better to do it.
I'm thinking.
You think I should try to
I
toe-to-toe the Unnamed God?
No, I've only used the tarot cards in combat, so I was thinking maybe.
Maybe that would come in very handy right now, actually.
up to you.
I would do it.
If we're gonna do it, we need to do it now.
All right, fuck it. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna become catatonic for a second, unless for some reason Kalimvor or whoever he decides wants to bring you in on all of this.
The rest of you have no idea what he's talking about since time has always stopped when he uses this.
So you're gonna do the bright flashy thing again?
It's different every time.
Sure.
The only reason we're here right now is because I got information from Thak. So I'm gonna pull out the tarot card deck. I'm going to.
You kind of didn't tell him that.
I told him. No, remember when I came out, the first thing I said to him was, yeah. I was like,
You kind of rattled it off quick though, so I don't know if it really set in.
that was the point. Okay, let me just pull up my
Pour the
notes.
card.
I just need to pull out my notes to see which cards I've already drawn, which was the Hangman, the Tower, and the Sun. So 2017-13.
Any specific cards that you think would come in handy for?
I don't think I can choose. I can't choose a card.
Can't choose. It's all random.
All right.
That's what makes it so fun.
Yes.
2D.
There's a certain number you re-roll on, right?
You re-roll on a 24.
You re-roll on 23 and 24.
What if you roll one you've already hit?
That's cocked. Should I re-roll both?
They're just the one, probably. 14.
14.
You got 14 already.
No.
No.
It's got odd numbers mostly.
Okay. Time stops. And this is actually a being that you've seen very recently.
So one that we've killed recently.
No. As appearing on the throne inside of Sail's domain,
The audacity.
resplendent in armor you've very recently seen put on.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck. You pulled Calamar. Shit.
The card of death.
Oh,
Calamar.
Brother.
this is actually the perfect card.
It is, but like, damn.
This is actually the perfect card. Death is rebirth.
You see great sword by his side.
On your throne.
He looks around and immediately things begin to shift and change just in his presence alone.
I'm going to be like, oh. I look over to Sail. His body's like glitching out and twitching.
He's about to throw up.
To that point, Sail, can you please give me a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, lovely.
The only reason you can...
Because it's
No. The only reason you're able to even attempt this is that you are in your own domain.
So 20 total.
Take it at advantage.
Okay.
Legitimately.
Can I?
Oh.
So 20 total.
You're frozen.
Damn it.
20 total.
Yep.
I need to go grab...
Unless you just bless.
I
No,
did-
that's save.
no.
That's not saves.
Yeah.
Is bless saves?
I think it is.
Is it not checks?
Let me
There's
look.
something that we always use it
Let
for.
me
though.
look.
I think it's only checks.
Let me look.
It's for ability
Let
checks.
me look.
I'm pretty sure it's for saves only.
I think it's attacks and saves, but not checks, and we keep using it. For
Attack
checks.
roll or saving throw.
Beautiful. 22. If it helps at all.
Oh, damn. DC 202.
Nobody guided me. And I don't think that's for saves. So.
Unfortunately.
Is Daniel with us?
No. Is he?
He was with us in the fight. I would have brought him.
And Bastion.
Yeah, so you would have the paladin, so that would add it 2, so 24.
24. That may become important here in a moment.
Oh, God. Thank you, Lizzie.
Your entire court.
Legitimately, good shout.
your
I got one.
your
I got a
entire
good
court
shot, boys.
melts.
It's been 4 years.
You, in slow motion, see a being sitting on your throne. The sconces here start to change from a low, almost aquamarine blue, not even a fire that you normally cast inside of these, just light, as golden flames start to take the appearance of this shifts from a seaside tavern into a courtroom proper. And you have your own faculties now.
Oh, I'm actually...
You are in this moment.
I'm sorry. I'm going to bow my head. Quite befitting of your tarot card.
My apologies, Lord. I have, it's not an intentional choice.
Fair enough. Welcome to my shanty shack.
As you'll watch,
I was going to hold it.
they revert back to your shack, and he will stand up from your throne. So, you've managed to arrest one of them?
Arrest is a strong word. I would like to say
They
save.
stop in motion, not detain.
Yes. Our goal is to loosen the grip of the unnamed god and Heatran from their followers. We intend to shake the very foundation that they stand on. And with your help, we have come much, much closer to that goal.
This one was branded and chained from birth to live and die in a manner that he did not choose.
Over and over again.
We hope to set him on a path where he can live a life as all creatures under your purview should.
He's never been truly alive. He's never been truly dead. He is anathema. See him done.
Can I make an active insight check to see what he means by see him done without asking?
If you'd like.
I'm done. What is done?
With
16.
I'm gonna let Sticks hit it.
Had to roll a 30 to get an insight on him.
But this isn't, 16.
16. Kalimvor speaks in a manner that is a little bit older. When beings like this choose their words, he is essentially saying, kill him, but there's no venom about this. It is, to him, an unfortunate circumstance. But that is the answer.
How do you suggest we go about this?
He just looks down at his sword.
His sword?
Kalimvor's. His great sword. That is his weapon of choice. And he will simply start walking towards Vathis.
If you kill him, will his soul go to you as it should?
There will be no chance for it to outrun me if I'm right here.
If given the chance, he would happily seek to fight those that have killed your family. In life or death.
This is a being wrought of the unname's will, hatred. And you'll watch Kalimvor looks over at Kex. I understand that there are some beings that walk the line. This being has never known life, not truly. There's no line to be walked. There's no true soul to save. It is an unfortunate truth.
Our intents were to break the brands that he was given at birth.
Do you believe yourself capable to break my binds?
Sticks is gonna kind of sigh, and then
I ask not because I think you are doing something unbefitting of one of my champions. But because this being has been mired in the unnamed god's purview almost since inception, this would be like trying to break one of my archons. It can be done, sure. Do you think yourselves capable of it? A legitimate question I pose to you.
Yes.
He is willing. So yes. I would see any chains as foul as those be broken.
See, Kalimvor is standing behind Vathis. He has dropped his blade to just behind the neck. He will be set free this way, for sure. I will allow him to live within my court, to learn. Souls are not kept forever. They are reborn. His will be reborn. It will just need time. What is more important to you? To break the chains of tyranny, or to let those bound heal? Is it breaking for breaking's sake?
I had hoped he would be able to heal in this life, and as himself learn a moment's peace before he went to you. I understand if that's not possible, though. I would, for your consideration, I'll hold out the vial. Would you be able to use the essence of life in any way to help him? We had intended to use it regardless.
You will grab the vial, look it over. Looking over at Alyssa, because he obviously understands the craftsmanship that goes into something like this. Mm-hmm. Looks over to you as he understands inherently what this is. You understand that this breaks control, yes, but does not keep it broken. Should he wish to wrest control again, he could.
Enduin, to be clear.
No, the unnamed god, to be clear. They are not the same. So, unless you wish to he stops. He thinks about this. And he'll toss it back to you. You have a different choice to make now, as he will remove the sword. And do you think it more important to save one being's soul and keep him off the battlefield, because that's what it would take to keep him out of the unnamed god's view? To allow him to go off and heal on his own, or use that as a weapon to possibly save masses of people? What is more important to you?
What do you think?
I think he's lived a very tormented life. But I do not know exactly what he seeks. He seeks freedom in some sense, whether that be finally able to give his last breath or to move on. But we don't know what he would do or if he would even be able to live a normal life after being around for as long as he has. Is it possible to give him that choice?
I'm here now. When this fades, all of the choices will be on your hands. And this, as he will point with his sword, will no longer be such a swift and easy option for him. If he chooses death, are you prepared to beat a lying man over and over again? I promise you, even in this domain, if I can step foot here, so can the unnamed god. And they will not make this fight so easy.
Well, it seems like we'll be at his doorstep sooner or later.
Vathis perked up at the idea of a fight or the idea of truly dying.
At this point, I think that maybe giving him death would be the best option.
I think so.
I don't know how we're going to explain it to Kex and Alyssa.
We're going to tell them that your boss showed up and said, "Don't worry, guys, I got this." And took him to a farm upstate.
This was your first option. Do you feel like it would be a relief for him?
A relief, to say the least, yes. You may have noticed I've not called him man this entire time. That is a beast. While it may be sentient and sapient, it is only just barely. In the same way, I do not speak of a feral dragon as being man.
I think we will trust your judgment. Although we do truly want to save him. Sometimes.
You have the option. I'm just asking that you weigh the consequences. And he will walk forward to you. He will plant his sword at your feet. I understand you do not wish to be judge or executioner, but today you must be both. Choose.
I'm going to try to pick up the sword.
You do?
I'll go up to Vathis. Styx isn't used to a sword, so he doesn't know what the easiest way to do this would be.
Like, I'll come up. I think like right. Probably want to hold it like.
I will try to, for flavor if nothing else, imbue my own magic into Kelemvor's sword. And cast Remove Curse in hopes that this is the best way to get rid of the chains that bind him.
Okay.
In his head, he's thinking, what if I just cut off his hands?
Mentally, I think we're. No, wait, no.
He's definitely hesitating.
His hands just grew back.
Conviction champion.
I will plunge the sword into his back, where I believe his heart to be.
Driving the sword through. Time goes back to normal. You see Sail and Styx have moved places. You hear it from Vathis as he's been stabbed through and through. This massive greatsword still in Styx's hands. Down into the ground itself as Vathis chokes his last, smiles, and turns to ash.
What the hell? I thought we were gonna save him.
What? Do I notice any sort of disturbance or lingering presence where Kelemvor was before the time began again?
There is a larger shadow than normal standing behind Styx.
As I step forward, you guys will watch, like, I go from completely black and white, no color, to, like, things coming back as I'm reasserting everything in here.
While this is happening, Styx is gonna stab the sword into the ground and then take up the seat next to where Vathis was.
So, Kelemvor came by. And basically said he would take him.
It doesn't look like Kelemvor taking him.
He made Styx
Stab him in the back.
take up the duties of jury and judge and executioner as well as jury.
So we promised to help him, and we literally stabbed him in the back.
Kelemvor explained that the canister would have just allowed, it would have broken control, but the unnamed god would have been able to reassert himself and take him back,
Point of order.
if possibly could have.
Possibly could have. And that's if you brought Vathis back to fighting. He'd also said that if you just left him somewhere that was not like that.
I thought he meant leave him in Kelemvor's court, as in
That
his
wasn't
soul.
the part that stuck with Styx. The part that stuck with Styx is that what Alyssa made. This is above table, by the way. What Alyssa made could do more good than this.
Yeah, basically, that was like you can.
Styx is not talking. He's actually motioned Saffron over to make him a drink.
There's basically it was you can use it on him and save just his soul, but he will not be an asset to this fight if you really want to save him. Or you can just kill him, set him free, and potentially use that to save more people.
Yeah.
Please pass that on over to Jeremy.
What the fuck?
You got a Holy Avenger?
Oh, the sword stayed?
The sword is still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's now stabbed into my corpse.
Do you want to share with the class, Jeremy?
Well, when Styx comes to from being a bit catatonic,
I'm asking you. I'm not asking Styx.
I think it is just called the Executioner.
Oh.
It's a +2 greatsword, 2d6, plus wisdom. Uses wisdom for attack rolls and damage rolls.
Well, there you go. And I'm guessing he's automatically proficient with it.
Yes.
Above table, this is really cool. But Styx is having a rough time right now.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go up and like drink and granola bar, take care of Styx as I'm trying to explain. Kalimvor showed up, took over my court before giving it back after a minute or two, and explained that we could use the canister to save just Vathis, or potentially save many more innocent souls. And explained that he didn't have a true soul to be his own person. There's a lot going on. Meeting the god of death again face to face in my house.
I don't have any question. I can see what happened. Who made the choice?
Styx will raise his hand at the bar.
I think now you finally understand. Can't save everyone.
Styx will take his hand down and wipe his face. I guess he'll swivel. Is it a swiveling bar seat?
Of course.
So I'm going to swivel towards everybody. I'm going to see the greatsword still there. I'm going to be like, oh, God.
Yeah, that's kind of, I can feel that right here.
I respect you for being able to make that choice. Sometimes release is better, and sometimes that is saving.
I don't think you made the right choice.
I had to use my conviction and trust my Lord. And this was the only surefire way that he would. He could have gone and lived a normal life, but for as long as he's been around, all he has known is battle. And to some extent, he probably found a lot of satisfaction in that.
He had a smile on his face when he turned to ash.
It keeps happening in this room.
That's funny. It was the right choice. And I'm proud of you for making it. There's going to be more to come.
Alyssa's gonna walk away after hearing that.
to like the other end of the bar?
Wherever the furthest part of Sail's court is going to be.
Is there like a little like basketball game?
For the record, there is more than just this courtroom. This Sail actually has access to like rooms. It is essentially a castle.
I imagine this is Magnificent Mansion.
More than. Yeah. Because you have people that stay here full time. Like Saffron can stay here full time. Other people that you call to your court in such a way. This is essentially later on, like in the next campaign or whatever, when you have enough time to have gathered a court under you, it will act like a real place.
There are stairs going up, going down, a door behind the bar, and a door that would almost appear to be the front door.
I'll walk up and just give Styx kind of a clap on the shoulder of like recognition and understanding of it's not what he wanted to do, but it's what he needed to do.
Sail's making himself and Styx another drink.
Take the time that you need, but there is still a war going on, and we need to get back to that. Are the chains gone?
They are.
Okay.
Oh, there you are.
Take the time you need, but we must head back.
Styx will strap the greatsword to his back, and he'll kneel over the ashes of Vathis, and he will perform a ceremony.
Did the chains also turn to ash?
I will participate with Styx in that ceremony in the best ways that I can, with the bless still remaining on us, with the Raven Queen fading away.
But Styx will say, this was probably the hardest decision I've had to make in my life. But I think deep down what you wanted was to be free. And without this, I don't know if you ever truly would have been. May your next life be one of your own conviction.
As ceremony is cast and passed through, you do see the younger form of Vathis being escorted by Kelemvor. Not the one ready for battle and war, but the one in robes, through his courts, and being assured that this is not forever, that it is for his place to heal, to learn, and that he will have another chance as long as Yulstein remains. Jeremy, if you could, please go and take a point of inspiration for yourself. Can I add a dice to the box? And that kind of constitutes a level up. That is a milestone as far as this campaign is concerned.
Anybody want to toss one in there?
I don't want to add a dice.
As you're singing dice.
You just got a Holy Avenger. You just got inspiration. We just got inspiration at a level for your kill. Nice. Love you,
I
Jeremy.
do not think
icky.
I don't think it's one worth celebrating personally, but
Yep, it was a very pivotal character moment.
I wanted to have a buddy cop show with Vathis.
Well, you can in the next life because you're eternal.
Would you be Judy Hopps or would you be Nick Wilde?
No, I think not. I would be Jake Peralta.
I need to take a look at what I want to do for my next level.
Would have been my hold.
I didn't have any planned out after this one.
Sticks the last Sail.
Level
So-
up right now.
How does time work while we're here? Can we stay a while, or do we have to head back?
Is it just the regular time? Or
It is. This is not the Feywild.
I cannot affect time here.
You are, unfortunately, you are not that level of Fey Lord yet.
I'm just a babby.
Just a wee Bobby.
Oh, we get a feat this level. I'm gonna do Fey Touched.
Do we take a long rest if we level up or no?
No, we have to wait for. Actually, I'm assuming we can do the level up, but we don't get any of the benefits until next.
Okay,
Long
so
rest.
we shouldn't edit our character sheets.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm just trying to plan it out right now. All right.
Take an hour here, maybe.
Well, I mean, no. 'Cause
We have people waiting.
the battle is still, like, we were telling them to not go forward, and then we just vanished. Like, they're sitting right there, kind of like, what the fuck?
We took the big player out and some of his friends.
Yep.
I'm gonna go see if I can be in charge of the gruel now.
More power hungry, huh, Sayo?
No.
Talks to Celeborn, gets a little bit of video. I'm gonna take over the group.
Look, I beat up the last guy that was possibly in charge, and as far as they know, I could also say I beat up this guy, and then we have another part of Guild's Row back on our side who listened to us and stopped throwing things at the fucking Perihelion.
All right, question. Undead Spectre and another spell that I know. More sneak attack, hit dice, and reliable talent.
Do you want to cast more, or do you want to do more when stabby?
The Spectre isn't that good.
Now this is when I passed my planned out level ups.
Oh, while I'm at the bar,
I think I'll just do rogue. That was my
Styx is
plan,
gonna ask
kind of.
Saffron. He's gonna ask Saffron. I may have brought this up a while ago, and it was a touchy subject, but what did it feel like when you passed on?
It hurt. It hurt while I got hit by lightning.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel every fiber of your being ionized. And then you sit there in that pain and have two beings talk over you like they think you can't hear them while they decide if they're going to save you or not. Hurts emotionally.
Does Styx know what she's talking about?
She's brought it up before.
This is Nether.
And Juceris.
Would you have found more comfort if they assured you that everything would be fine?
They did. Mainly because I'm pretty sure I said some very mean things to them. So, I stand by it. They're being kind of dicks about it. But it's the most painful thing I've experienced. But if I had to do it again to be where I'm at, I would.
Thank you for that.
Salute.
Styx will take a deep breath. He'll get up and put a gold on the counter.
Sail, add a gold to your inventory. You'll watch her pocket it and like sleight of hand, it disappears. And she will be like, hey, really quick, this also might be a bad time to ask. I got Sail a present, and things are way too serious to talk about it right now. When should I let him know?
First of all, I don't think anything that you say here doesn't go through his ears. So I think that's up to you to decide when you think it could lift his spirits. Anything that you give him would be sure to do so.
Okay. Next question. What would you name an ale drake?
Oh my god.
An ale drake?
Yeah, you guys had
Is
one.
is that a thing?
Yeah,
We've had one.
We've met one.
And she'll.
Oh, you haven't.
No, he has.
Six has.
Sticks
I
has.
thought that was Hush.
No, they were
They
both
both had
there.
it.
Remember
Yeah.
when we left for that part of the map, Hush and Sticks were both there.
Yeah, you were giving us the double bird at the time.
Oh, triple
She
bird.
will look around and be like, "All right, come here. I'll show you behind the bar." And you see in a little cage, she lifts up this like little doily that she has covering it. This fat little house-sized cat drake with a bottle of Moondrop in its little claws.
I love it.
To be honest, Saffron, I think maybe telling him now might lift his spirits a little bit. I think both of us are a little bit shaken up.
Okay, cool. She'll just unlatch it. Be like, "Hey, buddy. Shh. All right, come here.
Okay. Saffron got you a cat. A drunk cat. It's great.
Pretty much.
And she'll point over at Sail cooking and be like, all right, what you're going to go do is that you're going to tell him your best joke. He really needs a smile right now.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah.
It's a joke
It's
dragon.
remember the ride
Yeah.
one? Yeah.
Riddle.
An alcohol.
It's riddle.
Yeah,
Riddle.
that's what it is.
exactly what it is. It's riddle.
My God.
Alcoholic.
It's just a little
joke
one.
dragon.
The best kind of dragon.
I miss the float crab with the bowler hat. Now I'm thinking about all
do
the
miss
pets
him.
we've had.
You, Sail, you can choose whether or not you've heard this conversation, but you definitely hear the fat slapping of claws walking down the bar to you as this little ale drake
All right. As far as everybody's concerned, I am surprised. Hello.
one of the two
I love it.
So, what did the two C's say to each other? Nothing. They just waved.
That's pretty good, little man. What's your name?
I don't have one yet.
Oh. Is this for you?
What do you want to call me?
Guthrie.
Guthrie?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Guthrie. Guthrie.
And I think I'll just pull out a little bowler hat.
Guthrie Moon song. I think that has a ring to it when you had the moon song at the end.
I would like to give you a job, if that's okay.
I think that's kind of why I'm here.
All right. Your job is to welcome new people in, get a smile on their face, and make sure they get their first drink, and their second, and their third.
Okay.
And if they fall asleep or pass out from being too drunk, let somebody know. Probably Saffron or I.
Okay. I can do that.
Or, and I'll show like Majra, that person, if she's here. That's my sister.
I was told that you got a lot of sisters and brothers and stuff that I should be aware of.
Yeah, I am not aware of all of them yet myself, so we'll learn together.
Ooh. All right, I will keep a list. And you see, he pulls out a little parchment and quill.
Love it.
Your name, sir?
Sail.
Sayu. Just Sayu?
Moon Song.
Moon.
Lord of the tides and the rivers and
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking
leader
about.
of this court, savior of guilds row, and creator of HOAs.
Can I have your name, good sir?
Kex.
Kex. Just
Master
Kex.
of Corpses.
Kex. Just Kex?
Just Kex.
No, Master of Corpses.
Master of Corpses. You guys are related how?
He is my Master of Corpses in this court.
Obviously.
Yes.
He makes a nice vintage too.
I had a river joke, but I forgot it. Oh, well, it's all water under the bridge.
Kex slaps his knee. This guy's great.
Where did I put my gun?
For the record, Sahil, when he asked, "Can I have your name?" and Kex gave him the name, for a brief moment you realized you could have had Kex's true name.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I know. That was something very sly and on purpose that he did just to show you that in this space he can do stuff like that for you.
Okay. I'll give him a nod and a wink. And I'm like, the people who count as the broken wings, we don't need to get the true names. Don't.
What is your name?
Sticks.
Sticks.
No prefix. No suffix.
What about no suffix? That's great. So you're not a junior, third, the.
No,
He is
please do not
the-
let him add any.
He is definitely the Styx
The
Rotten Wing.
Styx, Master of Ceremonies.
Master Sir.
Killer of
Did I in any way incriminate myself by telling him Sail Moonsong?
No, because of the way he asked for your name.
Okay.
He said, "What is your name?"
Okay.
He asked,
Can I have?
"Can I have your name?"
I
to
see.
Kex.
All right. I had a moment of, do I have to smite him? Like, that would be a pity. Yeah. Okay. I'll let you do what you need to do, little man.
Signs that off. All right. And then the cat lady. What was her name?
Alyssa,
Alyssa.
Master of Crafts.
Master of Crafts. I will make sure that construction paper and glue are at hand.
Are we ready to go?
We need to get Alyssa. She was
Well, we can
singularly
I can
unhappy.
we can just say, hey, time to go. Figured space is the best thing right now. All right, let's go back and win a war. Alyssa, it's time to go back and win the war.
The mental equivalent of a thumbs up.
Not a thumbs up, just a lazy thumb.
Well, with that,
I'm strong for an hour.
Sahil, is there anything you'd like to do before fading back to the material plane? And where are you trying to go?
Probably back out of the fountain we were just at, unless anybody else has any.
We should.
We need to let them know.
Yeah, I need to go let some people know. Okay, gone. Alyssa probably should go check on the perihelion.
Right.
Yeah.
Alyssa, would you like me to go with you to the perihelion?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
You guys up out of the water in the fountain in the middle of Plaza East. You see that there has been a little bit more stuff that has happened since you left. The walls have been barricaded even more, the gates closed, and you see two Pale Guard giants have just closed down and put reinforced bars across the backside here in Plaza East. You see, up on the ramparts on the side that you guys teleported from, there is a detachment that is sitting there now watching, as Imperator Aglar is still there. It's like, all right, don't move. Well, welcome back.
Yep,
What'd you do with him?
he's gone.
I hate to have to ask this question.
We gave him to Kelemvor. An in-person handoff.
In the literal definition?
Yes.
Okay.
He is off the board. Vathis is gone. He will not be a problem anymore.
Yes, gone.
Alyssa's gonna cast fly and start going to the perihelion.
We did not all agree on the methods.
Suppose it is what it is.
A considerable piece is off the board. Running up the chain.
Will do.
Where is the nearest cluster of Gruul higher ups or lieutenants?
They don't operate the same way they used to. They were broken down, their clans scattered and rebuilt
Yes.
into forces as far as I can see. We are legitimately unaware of who is or is not in charge at the moment.
Where's Aglar?
I'm right here.
Oh, I thought we were the Giants. My bad. Oh, yeah. How's the situation after we left?
Well, we'd already routed the majority of the Gruul, so that was good. Though quite a few of them just wouldn't go down until you all took Vathis off the board, I suppose, and they just crumpled.
Yeah, that's a little mark from him.
We have had, I've seen people just get picked up out of the air by nothing and crushed. Some people are even talking about being able to see into darkness. We don't, and he will actually point out a few of the soldiers have been disarmed, are being escorted towards V2 Ghazi. Because I don't know what they were rambling about.
We might want to check in on that a little bit there.
Yeah, I think so.
I can try and peer in a little bit. With your permission.
Please. We've been essentially told that the Broken Wings have a seat on the Pale Guard Council.
Is there an area where most of these people have been taken or are being taken to?
This is a fairly new development, so we're taking them to V2 Ghazi, so the Tristani can look after them.
I will go do what I can to study them and figure out what's going on.
Did this happen when the Thunder's judgment came?
No, it happened during the fighting against the Gruul.
Do we know the status of the perihelion at the moment and what caused the malfunctions?
We have no idea yet. And he will point up to the perihelion, who's still just listing at like a 45-degree angle. Yeah. You see Alyssa, a dog paddling, or in this case, cat scrambling up through the air.
She will, if anybody can figure out what's going on, it will be her. And before Alyssa gets out of a mile away, I will just say, sorry, I understand.
It's war. It sucks. Let me have a moment.
That's fine. And then she'll get out of the mile radius and I'll feel the...
Styx is going to ask Aglar, do we know where Heatran is?
On the big boat.
He'll point 180 degrees away from where he's pointing to the perihelion. You guys still see Thunder's Judgment is just on the horizon. It has intentionally, it appears, not broken through like Guild's Row airspace. And it's just listing there.
Are there still dead around?
Oh, yeah.
You want to help me tend to those, or I help you tend to those before we...
I'm going to go talk to the people that are alive.
I'll meet you there.
I heard about an interesting mechanic that somebody came up with that was homebrew for like airship battle. That was Battleship, but rolling like d20s on a board for it. And you said we are gonna maybe take like a week-long break, and I'm like, I kind of want to play Battleship.
We shall see.
Styx would like to kill Heatran with his own hands.
Yeah. Well, or that sword.
That'd work.
All right. Me and Styx will tend to the dead here, and I'll meet you where the brain scramblers are.
I'll go find the nearest
I might
person being escorted away.
I might stop by the Raven's Queen Temple on the way back, just so you know. I need to go take a look.
I'll be at V2 Ghazi or the Pride's Call.
Okay.
Styx and Kex will start.
If you're about to go a mile out, just let me know what you're about to do.
Okay.
I guess we'll start tending to the dead and helping with wounded.
Understood.
Where do we want to have Bastion and Daniel?
Daniel's already
Yeah, I'd say
diving
Daniel,
in. He's helping.
Daniel would
dead.
probably help us. Bastion,
Oh, well, yeah.
Bastion
Daniel.
would go with you. I don't think, yeah.
Sounds
Unless,
good.
Bastion, would you like to help tend to the dead, or do you want to talk to crazy people with me?
Can I do neither?
Where would you like to go?
Sure.
You said you wanted to go talk to some Gruul leaders.
Yeah.
I can go look into that.
Yes. If all right. Yep. Tell them Sayil Moon Song
Oh, whoa.
if you find any.
I'm just looking for information. I'm not stepping on your toes. I'm just going to get you a hit list, basically.
Okay.
That was my plan.
All right.
Unless you want me to go talk to him, I can.
If you find any that look like they're trying to come back to Guild's Row side or follow the ways of the Gruul, and whoever is the strongest leads, tell them I, Sayil Moonsong, bested. What was the name of the guy that I beat up as a T-Rex?
Oh,
I have his.
I don't remember. I think it was like he was a giant of some sort.
yeah, he was like a...
But it was a wrestling match. It wasn't combat.
Yeah, I'm still gonna try to swing it in my favor. Like, hey, I beat these people. You should listen to me instead. Yeah, I don't see it. It's not jumping out at me quickly enough, so it doesn't matter. Sayil Moonsong. I, Sayil Moonsong, will invite any true followers of the Gruul to meet me in Beast Haven if they should wish to serve their clan's true ways.
Also, Glar, when you run up the chain for what happened to Vathis, let Asperia know that Demizit, that I have two very important pieces of documentation I want them to look at that I found in regards to Cabas.
I will inform people of that. Would you not like me to just take it with?
I would rather you not. It's a war-torn place, and I would very much hate for these both to fall back into somebody else's hands.
I understand that. I will let them know you're looking for them. I will be honest with you. I doubt they will have time to come talk to you.
I will come find them.
We're probably heading to V2 Ghazi after we're done here.
Aglar, you and me both know the system's a shit show right now. Old habits of trying to run things up the chain and communication and such die hard. So let's clean them up.
I guess.
Do our little.
Okay. You will see as Bastion just nods at you all and fades from existence
As you do.
as he begins to move further into the war zone itself. Daniel will dive right in and begin assisting with the dead as you go over. And yeah, you walk up and you're just like, no, look, yes, you can. have my sword, have my shield. That's going to make you feel better. Whatever. I'm telling you, though, they were tall, like 20 feet tall, black, abyssal things staring down at us.
Hello.
Oh, no.
Sail Moonsong.
Hi.
Is what you're describing look like this? And I will disguise self as a Nightwalker.
That but huge. That but huge.
Well, I will drop disguise self. All right. He is seeing a true nightmarish creature that is, in fact, on the side of our enemies. To the people who are disarming him.
And again, he's actually not fighting. He's like, yeah, take it, whatever.
He's just not convinced that these people are like understanding.
He's like, bro, it's there.
Did you guys not see it? Like, no, what are you talking about? Yeah, it was standing above us. There were shadows up in the skies itself. There were thousands of people there.
How long did you see this for?
Just a little bit.
Just a few seconds.
Yeah.
When
we were fighting all the gruel.
I mean, like,
where?
Right over there. And he'll point. He was like, kind of over by where Ortova used to be.
That would make sense. Toteron.
Who I think is still a bloat pig.
Yeah.
Right?
Nope. Never hasn't been.
No, he was a baffle crab for a bit.
Could you go just take a gander over where this gentleman's talking about?
You will look over to the gentleman, and he looks down. Toneron looks at you. Do I need to come direct?
Yeah, if you could just point, like, say, kind of loosely where you saw this.
Sure.
This is a face spirit. It just looks like a bloat pig.
You've promised a couple times to turn him back into a frog, and you still haven't.
You can
All right.
play like this, and it's funnier.
All right, little man. You go about 5 blocks down that actually, and he'll just turn Toteron and it'd be like, you see that big old spire there that's like half burnt down? Mm-hmm. That used to be a big old church for dead people. Gonna go there. We had a fight just outside there, and that's where things got weird.
All right.
And you'll just
Church for dead people.
Yeah, the Orzhov, that makes unfortunate sense.
You remember that misadventure?
Where we discovered Wilk.
We broke into the church to steal shit. And I will try to see through Toteron's eyes as he goes into the spicy place.
I think you only have 1,000 feet that way.
Got my spells open, but not that. 100 feet of me. So yeah, it would have to be. I'd have to keep it closer to him, I think.
Your choice.
I think we will need to go over there and investigate in force later. I do not want to go by myself into the Orzhov quarters right now. So I will instead go with everybody who was being detained for being crazy and be like, don't worry, everybody. I will help argue your case for you and verify that what you saw is something that is true and to be concerned about.
All right.
So I will go to V2 Ghazi with everybody that's been disarmed and brought there.
Sounds good. You got it. In that case, Alyssa, you skyrocket up to the perihelion, kind of scrabbling your way up there. You eventually get on board, and you see that nobody even bothered swiveling the guns at you this time because they don't fucking work. And that's an issue.
Yeah.
You get on board and you hear Captain Quickstep and goes like, well, figure it out! What's Tiana doing?
I would like to inspect the guns.
Yeah. You get on board, Captain Quickstep, and be like, oh, Thank God somebody with a brain on them. I don't know where Tiana is.
You don't know where Tiana is?
No.
Not happy.
Okay. Do we have any... Do we have somebody with sending on board?
And she will... Tiana, no, she's gone.
What about that Clifton
You!
dude?
Stole it from me. Clifton!
Yeah.
Do you have sending?
Would he have sending at this point, Andrew? That's all I'm good for. Yes.
Roll your eyes at me again one more time. One more time. And I will pile drive you into the fucking dirt.
You want me to still be here and help?
I will find somebody else with
Do you know
sending.
Imperator Aguilar?
Yes.
Okay. Can you send him a message to let the Broken Winds know Tiana is missing?
Has anybody just tried to message Tiana?
Do that too.
I'm sure you could do that for me.
Which would you like me to do first?
Probably. All right, let's try Tiana first. That was actually pretty good, Clifton. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Yeah. That somebody with brains finally. Okay.
Oh, she's going to... No, she's going to smoke you so bad later.
Okay, so Clifton will sending to Tiana. I've never had to do this before. It's always been sticks. Hey, where are you? The guns don't work. Everything is a shit show.
You were not counting right. I just watched those fingers.
Quick Step is threatening me. Please come back. I miss you. Kisses.
Love Clifton.
Love Clifton.
The spell goes off. There is no response.
Judging by the look on that face,
Yeah.
the next one's necessary.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Which one?
Imperator Aguilar?
Oh, yeah, not the Broken Wings. Okay.
Do you know them? I don't think I've met you.
No, I
Beyond
haven't met
here.
you either, but they kind of saved me from the bad raiders.
The bad dragon, one might say.
So
You know, there was a very specific...
because Clifton knows Styx or Sail.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was part of the original Kobold crew. He just went off.
Okay.
He just went off to study at the Pendant instead of do all the other stuff.
For some reason, I thought this was a one-shot character that was in the part.
It
race,
is.
So okay.
He's from the cart race.
Okay, cool. Then I'll just have you.
He was
send
my
it to-
Chrono G Kobold wizard.
I'll have you send it to. I'll have you send it to Kex.
That's good.
I'm glad somebody else is on the receiving end of this.
Hey, Cax. Tiana's gone. The ship's still not working. Alyssa's here. She told me to message you. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing?
When did Clifton's voice become this?
I don't remember this being Clifton.
He's
Oh my god.
a little saucy.
College changes you, okay?
Did he explore a little
Clifton
bit?
came
Explore
from
himself.
Valley girl.
Nasally.
Things are great with me, I guess. Would like to have something better to do. Yeah, Tiana's missing. Might want to look into that. Bye.
I think we're like 50 words in.
What? Yes, Andrew?
This is just quick step. Just something better to do. Something better to do.
What are you having me do? I'm sitting up here trying to help, and then as soon as she comes in, somebody with brains is here. That's not a little insulting.
Oh my God, you're such a college student. Okay. I hate the officers club. All right. I'm.
To be fair, he always had this attitude. It
Oh,
just
yeah.
gave him the voice. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then Kex would go like, "Oh, nice to see you." Who is that again? Yeah. Come by the Pride's call at some point if you want to say hi, I guess. Tiana's missing. That's not good. We'll look into that.
Tiana's what?
Thanks. This is in my head, buddy.
Oh, I thought.
We're still linked.
And then send that message off, and it'll be like, yeah, so Tiana's missing.
She's fucking what?
I don't want to have to die again to break her out of jail.
I got you.
I would like to inspect Tiana's station to see if she was in charge of guns.
She's in charge of this entire fucking ship as far as maintenance goes. So guns included, 100%.
Okay. I would like to inspect to see if, because Tiana's missing, that's why the guns are not responding, as if like she has some kind of like control over them by her presence.
No roll required? No, that is not the case.
Okay, so there is actually. Can I look for signs of sabotage?
Go ahead. Go and make me an investigation check.
Andrew,
Yeah.
how high would you like me to level Clifton up to?
I would say enough to get 2 third-level spell slots. That's it.
Okay, so one more level.
I'm going to cast guidance on myself before I do this. Okay.
No, sorry, continue.
Okay, and it's a D4 for guidance, correct? Okay. Okay. 33.
33.
It would be a 2 broken trip.
If you were not as in tune with mechanics and the arcane as you are, anybody else would have missed this. Looking over, you see that there has intentionally been a swap. So there are multiple types of weapons on here. They have ballistas and they have cannons, essentially. But they are cannons in the same way that like Tiana has. They're thunder cannons. So they do shoot projectiles and stuff like that. There's a arming pin and everything that goes along with it. If your eyes were not so good, you would not have noticed that the firing pins have been replaced with Stygian iron pins. Meaning that the magic that makes this work is inert. So mechanically, they click. Everything moves. All the runes look perfectly fine. But the actual ignition point of the arcane charge fails every time.
I am going to replace those with actual firing pins. And then I'm going to do this discreetly. I'm going to go have a word with Quickstep. And I'm also going to look for signs that Quickstep might have done this.
Okay. What signs would you be looking for? Like, what abilities or anything like that are you trying to use?
I'm trying to deduce who would have had access to this and who would have been able to like perform maintenance on this. I'm basically looking to see if the Demir had any hand in setting this up and if like our spy ring is compromised.
Okay. That's still fairly vague for me. I only say that because you're asking who could have access to this. Anybody walking by could have access to the gun decks. There are a large portion of people that work on the gun decks specifically, right? That they are gunners. That is their job. Mm-hmm. So there's roughly 40 people on a given shift that are supposed to be dedicated to just guns. That is not including support staff. That is not including like the maintenance team itself, the senior structure, like you said, with like Quickstep, that kind of stuff. So I need a little bit more on which way you're trying to deduce. Because to be like, do people have access to this? 100%. Yeah, a ton of people have access to this.
Well, okay, so are there maintenance logs that have like a specific person whose like job it was to like arm firing pins? Like I don't know the level of specificity that Tiana was running her ship with.
Peace. I like that. That's cool. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Another one? Or can we roll it over?
Another one. This is specifically something different.
Is there any advantage in there?
Do you have any Clerical advantage.
Clerical advantage. I don't know what that means, so I'm going to say
Are
no.
you a cleric?
Like, I think it's more like clerical is in like the active.
We used to give Lolax advantage on law checks because he was a courier.
I mean, I feel like I would be familiar with engineering logs and the ship in general because I've spent so much time on it, getting everything ready.
You spent a week on it.
Yeah.
Sequestered into a room.
Okay.
Stated by you. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. I'm still going to cast guidance on myself again, though.
That's fine.
All right. So that's 23.
23. Looking it over, you see that there are a few people on the maintenance staff, and the same person is in charge of the gun decks every morning. Every morning, it is a sorry. It is just somebody named Jamie. They do not seem to have a last name.
Okay. Does the crew sleep on here?
They can. They have quarters where they can stay here, but you've noticed that since they have been stationed, like with V2 Ghazi and stuff like that, there's a lot more cycling of people on and off board. They're trying to keep the crew as fresh and ready as possible.
Okay. Then I suppose I'll go talk to Quickstep and going to mention Jamie and see what the reaction is when I do that.
Okay. You approach Quickstep and just goes, you find anything?
Do you know who Jamie is?
Not so much, but we have a lot of influx of people I don't know too well with the Pale Guard merger.
We're going to need to have some way of finding out who that person is. And I'm going to... first, I'd like to see... does she actually not know who this person is?
Go and give me an insight check.
16.
She seems legitimately confused.
Okay. I'm going to show subtly. I'm going to do this because if there's like tons of people like watching or anything like that, then I'm going to pull her aside somewhere else.
Sure. She'll take you into her captain's quarters.
Okay. I'm going to pull firing pin that's sticking in iron and just set it in her hand and watch her reaction.
It's like the stuff that you guys pull out of Sunhome, right?
Looks like there was somebody on board who installed this the day before.
Is this a firing pin?
That's why the cannons don't work. So somebody the day before that ship arrived knew that they were arriving and did sabotage. So we need to figure out who Jamie is. And I'm going to show like the log with like a minor illusion that I'll do from my arcane tool.
Sure.
And we need to make sure that we are either capturing that person to ask questions, but more importantly, we're going to need to run background checks on everybody here and make sure that there's not somebody who is under the effects of spells or who is actively a spy.
Okay, I think we can do that. Do you know if I'll have to go ask, but do you know if they have an imperator, a minister of fallacies lined up yet?
Who's they?
The Pale Guard, I suppose. That used to be a role that the Azorius had. But I don't know if they plan on reinstating that with the merger?
I have
or-
no
I know
idea.
that you guys have a seat on the council. That's why I'm asking.
I have no idea, but I would like for Judge dSCRYB to look at every single person that we elect aboard this ship.
Does she have the time to do that?
We can march them in front of him. That's the best that we can do right now, that I can think of.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get to work.
If you see anything suspicious, let me know.
I'm going to start sequestering people. And in fact, she'll walk over and there's a little intercom system. I need all senior staff in my quarters immediately. Immediately. She'll click off. Goes, if you want to be here for this, that's fine. I was going to march them in front of Judge dSCRYB, or try to at the very least. If you could stay on board while I march these people out, that way, if it's not one of them, they don't have an opportunity to take the entire ship. Or I can stay and you can take them. I don't care.
I think that I should do some more looking around here. And I suspect that my friends will be arriving shortly, since I'm sure that more than a couple of them are freaking out at the idea of an angel being missing. So.
All right. The rest of you guys see as the perihelion starts to move back over to V2 Ghazi, back to dock.
Where I'm going.
Yep.
Well, Alyssa's gotten busy really fast.
And I am going to have them fire one cannon at anything that's not going to cause like real damage, just so that way the broken wings know that the cannons have been fixed.
One cannon goes off, and then in response, the Thundering Judgment fires two.
Oh, it works again. That's good. Did you figure that out? That's pretty quick, too. Can't be too big of a deal going on up there.
Mentally, you said Tiana's missing.
Yeah, she's got to be doing something important, right? Unless you think that cannon malfunction, Tiana got
Yep.
Tiana a spy?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
She spent months in a Sun Home prison. How do you not know that whatever they did to her didn't stick?
The perihelion would have fired on V2 Ghazi weeks ago.
Unless you're waiting for the right moment when another ship shows up, that's a pretty good moment.
I don't think we should discount it. I do think it's unlikely.
I think it's extremely unlikely, but I don't think that it is wise to not consider it a possibility.
We'll see if we can find her.
Oh, God. Oh, why is this happening?
How's their cleanup job going?
I mean, this will take a while. It was a large conflict, and the more you dig into this, the more you realize half these people were dead to begin with.
Yeah.
Even if they were combatants, they were undead fighting on the side of the Gruul.
Oh, well,
Lovely.
taking care of this then. I want to make sure we're cleaning up bodies when we can, just so we don't have more undead.
See Daniel walking through and just realizing that there is too much biomass to move back.
Yeah.
He is just, anytime it's a Gruul or something similar, will simply take his sword and plunge it into the brainstem and watch it freeze over as in,
Got pretty good at that, huh?
oh, well, been having to do a lot of this instead of planes hopping like you guys did.
I mean, Daniel, you've come a long way. You should be happy about this.
About what?
I appreciate the compliment, but I don't think it means what you think it means.
I more mean that you're not the same man that we met a few months ago.
Well,
And
dying a couple times will do that.
You don't fucking say.
You're gonna be a dad soon.
We told you that.
You're not here.
Yeah, I'm not there, and I'm not mentally linked.
I don't like how Daniel reacted. It was meant as a compliment. You've faced a lot of trials and tribulations.
Peace. I understand it was a compliment. I didn't take any offense.
I got another sword for you. Maybe.
Lay it on me.
Well, okay. Here. I'll show him the bloodshed. Short sword. Like, I don't know if I should give this to you yet.
What is that?
That is the sword that the keeper that was at the stone pillar that had the stone collar.
The hit dice smite that Saffron kept freezing.
Yeah. I'm not going to give it to him yet. I'm just being like, hey, I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet, but
Become proficient in it.
I can use it. Yeah.
He just doesn't like it because he can't throw it.
Yes.
You can't throw your lightning
Would you
dagger
like
and
me
get
to-
it back either.
I can when Saffron does. She gives me the thing.
You can throw any dagger. You just can't get it back.
But when Saffron gives me that special thing with her rune, I can get it back.
Oh, yeah.
You could do that on the short sword.
So we're in East Plaza. How far would the Raven Queen's temple be?
It's a little further into East Plaza. It's probably about a mile.
Oh, further. East or west?
Further in.
Into the fighting.
Further into the fight. It's closer to Arshova.
Yeah, I want to check on it, though. Especially with what happened.
Sales has a small parade of people now. What you saw is perfectly fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, so you'll play your music when we're not around.
Yeah, all you
That's
were
been the
judgy
shtick.
assholes.
Valid. Very valid. Should we go and do that, or should we go back to
I would like to take a look at it while we're nearby. And while the fighting's calmed down.
a mile? How long would that take to get there? 20 minutes?
About, yeah.
I mean, I could get there really fast. But
I'm a bit slower, Kix.
I know, but I'm basically saying, do you want to come with or not?
I mean, yeah, I want to check on, is it Portia?
No.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, she might be there. We don't really know.
Well,
where she-
Portia was last seen at the
Pride's Call.
Pride's Call.
Yeah, she abandoned the temple, so she's not there anymore.
I'll go take a look though, especially because
Oh, sorry. Portia is Kalimvor. The Raven Queen Temple was Dusk Shadow. There's two separate locations. Dusk
Shadow
Shadow
House.
is closer to Precinct 3.
yeah,
That is the Ebon Feather Temple.
Yes.
Portia's temple is further into.
that's why I was
East Plaza.
confused.
Cool.
'Cause you-
Okay, so we want to go to the Ebon Feather.
Yeah, because you told me the Raven Queen
Yeah.
Temple was kind of like, it wasn't in the fight, but it was in the area the fight was getting pushed to. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where I want to go.
Apologies. I was thinking about two different death gods. I got conflated.
It's understandably confusing.
We've functionally prevented the Raven Queen temple from being overtaken, though, with what we did just now. Though,
Yep.
right?
For the time being.
Where it was being pushed towards.
Yep, it's not that far from you guys currently. It's less than a 20-minute walk. It's less than a mile.
I'm walking past it right now, like, oh, look at that. Didn't bother to go in.
Yeah, if you want to make our way over there.
I'd like to take a look, just make sure everything's okay. And
We'll try and clean up as much as we can.
bless everybody before we leave.
Ceremony / gentle repose.
Sure. You see Ray, the groundskeeper, the guy that's almost always eating a sandwich there. He's like, walk in. He is wearing priestly robes, though they look a little long for him, as he was kind of like on the shorter side. You know, he normally wore this like hat essentially, and he has that off now. This like shiny, bright spot of skin at the top, and just hair on either side. He's like, you guys walk in, you see him cleaning things. Just,
Hey, Ray.
hey,
Hey, how are you? You look a little uncomfortable.
yeah, shit fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I don't. Glad you two are back. Shit fucking sucks. Dust Shadow left. I'm in charge now since I was the only one still around, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Where's Shadow
yeah.
Dusk?
She's in the Enduin right now.
Yeah.
She's talking to.
Oh yeah, she was with the rest of the clerics.
She's on my list of to do things. Not
You're gonna
no.
listen. Hey, there's no rules against it in this religion. It's kind of why I picked it.
Gonna have some hatchlings for the Raven Queen.
You're saying I know the fighting's been kind of close here, but is everything okay?
I mean, no.
No.
Like, he'll point and you see like all the stained glass has been boarded up essentially on both sides, trying to protect it as best he can. You guys did a ton of work cleaning this place up with him before you all left. That has all largely stayed intact. War has not met it come to this doorstep quite yet, but it's just on the precipice of it. He's done his best to essentially wrap things up and keep them as like well defended as possible, but he's just a dude with a hammer and some plywood. So he's just like, I did what I could. We had a bit of a smaller congregation, and I told them to stop coming here because it's dangerous.
It is dangerous.
So instead, I try to go out and see one of them a day and go to their homes and make sure they're doing well.
Would you, with my help and perhaps Styx's help, be willing to set up a small area near the Pride's Call for worship?
I would love to. Yeah. I got some, he'll kind of walk in, he comes out and he has like a few idols of the Raven Queen. He goes, we got some of these. I think I talked to your friend Portia. Her temple got hit pretty bad. Mm-hmm. She didn't get, this is the whole reason I started getting these all put together. And you see he has like boxes and things like ready to move. And he was just like, if it weren't for her, I wouldn't be this prepared. But they went through, they tore everything down. And I don't, yeah.
I'll get a couple people over here to help you start bringing that to near the Pride's Call.
That'd be wonderful. Yeah.
You know where Portia is currently?
Last I heard, she was in Precinct 3 or something like that. But she did say that she was going to go and try and, something about going down in the sewers and trying to grab some of the folk down there. They deserve proper burials themselves, that kind of thing. So she's been doing that. Talk to a lady named Kadrine or something.
Talk to you, ma'am.
Do you know if has there been anything that's been odd happen around the temple other than obviously the war going on? Anything misplaced or?
You damn near got him wound up. He's just like, anything weird around the temple. Anything weird around the temple. You mean like the fucking sky ships?
I knew what
cannons.
I knew what the result of the action was going to be. That's why I tried to steer it away from that.
Anything weird around the? Yeah, I mean a bit. I ain't been picked like you, and I haven't had a real traditional learning in the clergy like Dust Shadow did. I hope she's okay. But yeah, there've been some weird stuff every once in a while. He'll point, and there was a symbol of the Raven Queen, like kind of back behind the pews and stuff like that has been taken down. And he goes, her hands kept changing, like shape.
Yeah.
Like what?
You got rid of
What? Like what? How?
They'll turn into like claws.
What was the emblem? What did the emblem look like normally?
It was just a image of the Raven Queen where she was just sitting there like this, resplendent, right?
So
wings out.
Hands were turning into.
And she had very human hands, but they had turned into like these decrepit, necrotic claws. And he goes like, yeah, they're like grabbing at things. Yeah, sure. And then like, I couldn't really see it quite right, so I went and lit a candle, and then at the same time I lit a candle, all the fucking candles turned blue. This is like a month or so ago. Yeah. And it really freaked me out, so I took it down.
Yeah, I got a lot to explain to you. So
it's down in the basement if you want to take a look at it.
I'm gonna go take a look at it. Anything else?
Yeah, it was one of the last sermons we did here. They this poor man. Yeah, he just started talking in tongues. And I was like, oh, yeah, he's really feeling it, Like, I'm doing a great job up here. And then he started talking like really old Celestial. And I barely understood half of it. But then he started talking about how he was going to rip everybody's tongues out for blaspheming.
Do you know where he is? Or where he was taken?
Vitagazi, as far as I understand.
We're going to look into that too, Sticks.
I tried healing him as best I could, but I don't.
We'll look
I'm not used.
We'll look into that. I'm going to take a look around. Do I have permission to take a look around in Shadow Desk's Shadow Desk's quarters?
Yeah, actually, and give me a second. He's gonna come back and he has a letter. He goes, This is from Shadow Desk for you.
Okay.
I don't know what's in it.
What's in it, Andrew?
It's a letter from Shadow Desk that simply says, Kex and the rest of the Broken Wings, I thank you for the service that you rendered while you were here within Guild's Row. Times have become too difficult for me not to go speak with the rest of my sisters in Hrigcross. I have left. Should you return before I do, the temple is yours. I have left it in Ray's hands. Though his heart is in the right place, I did not have nearly enough time to teach him.
Oh, okay.
I wish you the best of luck. Stay strong. She relies on you.
I will not talk about that note yet. I will just kind of
Bastard.
I'm like, All right, put that in my pocket. We're gonna go take a look at the statue. I'm gonna go take a look at her quarters, and then we'll get help for you. Start packing up.
I'd really appreciate that. Thank you.
Let's go take a look. Where do you want to go first? Shadow Desk?
Nope, I want to look at the
All right, let's
statue.
go look at
or the pendant or
the
emblem.
emblem or the worshiping idol of the Raven Queen. Yeah.
As soon as we get into whatever basement, can I ping Eyes of the Grave?
Ray will take you through the bowels and bowels of the church. These wandering staircases, they kind of like double up over each other. Sticks, you understand this purpose. If anything does not get cleansed correctly and they should come back undead, it is intentionally supposed to be almost labyrinthine.
These are catacombs.
Yeah, they're catacombs to try and keep the undead from finding their way back topside. Mm-hmm. So you'll move through places, little alcoves that have like tombs to people that used to work here. There's a you see Ray kind of like tip his hat over to the Carekeeper's catacombs, where there's a bunch of very well and nicely kept catacombs for those that like lived here and kept the place running.
Similar to Hollow's Gate with the previous grave tenders.
Except there seems to be a delineation here. As you get to, there's a section specifically for head priests and priestesses. So there's the caretakers, the people that just worked here, and they're the leaders of the flock.
And they have much nicer.
Yeah, to a point. The tombs themselves look much more grand. Not to say that the carekeepers one wasn't well preserved. You know, they were taken care of, but they were not nearly as flashy. Sure. Mm-hmm. As he kind of like walks in here and goes, I don't really know what I was doing. I just figured if I put it in the room with the most good dead people instead of the bad dead people or whatever. So I put it into that one. It was already empty.
All right.
I just didn't want to keep looking at it when I had to walk through.
Right.
Right.
Did you check if there was any necromantic magic
He
attached to this?
can't. He can't. Sticks.
He didn't
Okay.
get
Ray.
trained.
I'm gonna grab the
We're
great sword.
gonna go in there and take a look. Okay. If you hear screaming, start running.
You fly with the great.
Yes, he can fly with a greatsword.
With this great sword, specifically.
With this great sword. We're gonna go take a look. Okay.
All right. Well, good luck, I guess.
Thank you for your services.
Am I being
No,
elite? Oh, okay.
but I will make sure you're
Damn.
fed slightly better.
I make a mean sandwich. As he's gonna like walk on out, he'll tear half of it off, put it on one of the catacombs, and be like, that one's for you.
What
Thanks.
did you just say?
I've said I'll make sure you're fed slightly better.
What does that even mean?
He's volunteering me to cook for him.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were saying because you were running the church.
No,
Jeremy's trying to make
he's asking
you push
me-
this.
No,
Fucker.
hey, all in due course. More important shit right now. All right, let's go look at this thing.
Okay.
All right. Be ready for whatever.
See me pull out the executioner.
We were at your shanty shack for an hour, right? Or did we dip?
No.
No. Okay, so we didn't short rest. No, we're good.
Probably like 15, 20 minutes.
Just curious. Okay, let's go in and take a look.
No short rests.
All right. You all move forward. You see that it is this beautiful tombstone, essentially. You know exactly how these work, having done work here before, or in your own catacombs, I should say. It is this stone drawer, essentially. Has a nice faceplate on the outside of it. It's been very well put together, but can't quite read it.
I can.
No, it's worn.
Oh,
Can't quite read it.
okay.
Wait, is it because it's worn or is it because like Kex doesn't understand?
I was going to get there. I promise you guys.
Okay. No.
We're actively listening.
You look at it and it's almost like the runes and the letters start to like flip, move, shift, change, and they are just diving over one another.
Even with my
Spell magic.
Spell magic goes off. And then you read the tomb's name and it says Leon Endwin.
what the fuck?
Kex, I don't know if we should do this right now.
Like,
He put it in this one?
put it in this one. We have to do. We gotta check on it. Like,
Is that from the...
Casting Spirit Guardians.
that's so. Chill for a fucking second. I'm trying to process this, Andrew. God damn it! You're not letting me get my thought out. Fuck.
You take too long to think. Hurry it up.
Shit. Scared me.
I cast Spirit Guardians at 4th level.
So, is that coming through a door?
It's coming through the tomb.
Drawer.
The drawer. Do you want to open it a little bit? Oh, can I perceive some thoughts?
Would you like to?
Do you have guidance?
Knock it off, you fucking dumbass.
What?
Every time you're like, ooh, I'm going to poke the scary mind. It's like,
So I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians, but I'm not going to determine
This is what
an enemy
my-
until it shows.
You have to choose at the casting, or you can hold a reaction to cast Spirit Guardians.
I'll
While
hold the reaction
What?
until it shows hostility.
What he does.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
he sticks his dick in the wall outlet. I know that's what he does.
Should I peer into the thoughts?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Should I just open it then?
Let's get ready.
All right, just open it.
How do you open it? Is there any Before you do this, are there any preparations? Anything specific you would like to do?
Fuck, I don't know.
I'm going to give you guys 1 minute
Okay.
to announce what you'd like to decide. It is 1:15.
Once
It's 1:16. It just turned 1:16. At 1:17,
117 on
we're going
mine.
to go. I'm looking at the clock right here.
You're gonna prepare a spirit guardians.
They're not doing anything stupid. Well,
Wonder where Tiana
I'm going to
went.
cast my.
Weird.
I'm going to hold my reaction for Spirit Guardians until they show hostility or they try to attack us. I'm going to cast Sending twice.
Okay, and I'm
Do I
gonna
have Sending? I have to make sure. I'm pretty sure I do.
cast Spirit Shroud with
I don't.
the silhouette of the Raven Queen coming over me, and then. God damn it, man!
I would
you
like to
casting
take
your
my
sending?
action to point the cannons.
Are you casting your sending?
Wait. Let me decide if I want that or if I need to do something else.
I'm leading a small impromptu parade to Vitugazi, trying to keep.
Need to figure it out. Quick.
Okay. Do I banish it or do I?
You gotta figure it out. I can't tell
I know,
you.
but do we fight it? I don't know if this.
I'm
is,
getting ready for a fight.
It is 1:17. You've had your minute.
Open.
I'm preparing to cast Banishment instead of Spirit Guardians.
Peace.
Yep, I have my Spirit Shroud up.
Spirit Shroud up. Who is pulling on the door?
I'll pull the door.
No, you're preparing banishment. I'll pull the door.
Okay.
You should.
And we should talk with him first before anything.
Door opens up, and immediately there is a being wrapped in black linen. You pull the drawer out. You see that they have been put in there upside down, apparently, as they are head first instead of feet first. As you pull out, blue flames for eyes catch as they look directly at who pulled the door. As they also had their own reaction ready. All right. Need to look up a spell really quickly.
Fuck.
This is my surprised face.
I'm not surprised.
So,
but
so you're not at Hall's Gate, right? You're at like.
I'm at the Raven Queen's temple. I'm
The
at
Ebon
Evan's
Feather.
building.
Why the fuck is Leon Endwin's corpse in a fucking?
So it was a statue of the Raven Queen that started to get all fucky when the fire pillar went down.
Yeah.
The sandwich guy shoved it in a locker in the basement.
He's like, I'm gonna put it with the most good dead people.
The statue.
Yeah, the statue.
Okay.
This is the drawer that he put the statue in, which is now channeling Leon Enduin's essence into the material plane because that's who's actually in charge of all the Raven Queen's shit.
Yep.
Okay. So this isn't the tomb of Leon Endwin.
No.
Okay.
Well, the
This-
sarcophagus said Leon Enduin.
Yeah.
Because that's who's in it through the Raven Queen statue that got put in this tomb.
Yeah. Not that he was buried here.
Okay.
Not his body.
Gotcha. I've been reading through 4th level spells because I'm gonna get one when we have a rest. And I realized that I fucking misread Private Sanctum,
Yeah.
and it's not like a Magnificent Mansion at all.
No.
But I did find that the Faithful Hound apparently can't be harmed and is invisible, and I think I can give it that item.
The shatter item?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So I will tell you right now that this is an issue.
You don't say.
Yes.
I think we made the wrong decision.
Yeah.
This is more dangerous than Vathis, Eotram, possibly combined. You open and it looks over at you, eyes flaring with a blue flame. You see as the after images of armor start to appear on it. Shoulder piece, a helmet, weapons fill the sarcophagus drawer. You see a spear, the weapon of the unnamed god. And as it looks at you, you can feel that your literal skin starts to become brittle and rot. If you could, please, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. $28.
That is exactly what you needed for this. I shit you not.
Brother. I need to go poop.
Spell save DC 28 plus 20 to hit with attack spells for this entity.
Okay.
It goes off, and you can feel, as for a brief moment, it is almost like your skin is going to start falling off your body, your muscles deteriorate from your bones, as there is just a vision of hatred looking back at you. Any initiative?
Oh my god.
My reaction.
Does that include
Your reaction
people
goes
not
off,
here?
yes.
Does that include the people not here, or are we?
No, it does not include you.
Okay.
Can he make a charisma 19 saving throw?
Can he? Yeah. Yes, this creature can. Y'all have fun with this one.
34.
Yeah. With that roll, I don't know if it's even possible for him to roll a bigger spell save.
Oddly enough, didn't roll super great on his initiative. Only getting a 16. Kex, what'd you get?
19.
18.
At the top of our initiative order, Kex. This thing is starting to become more and more corporeal as it goes. You have moments before this thing is possibly well and truly in this land.
Trust me?
Anything?
No. Trust me?
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, I know exactly what I'm going to do. What plane do you want to go to?
Pick.
I'm going to cast plane shift and intentionally fail.
Okay.
So,
What does that do?
it sends us forcibly and anyone near us. Hold on. I gotta pull up the item for this specifically. Travel to OC. On a failed save, you and each creature and object within 15 feet of you travel to a random destination. Roll the D100. On a 1 to 60, you travel to a random location on the plane you named. On a 61 to 100, you travel to a randomly determined plane of existence. There is no save for him. He goes no matter what. Same with us.
Legendary resistance.
Okay. Where are you going?
I'm going to roll my D100 first to see if I even get to choose. $26.
For a result of?
I get to choose, but it's a random location
On that plane?
on that plane.
Where are you going?
Plane of fire.
Okay.
Not really a better place to go, buddy.
I'm not there.
I know.
Mr. Soul Flame Eyes, I'm sure, won't have any special power.
Can lecture me about it later. I don't really have a lot of.
I'll lecture your next character.
Everybody just kind of did their own thing and left.
Hey,
Okay.
do you guys trust me as your DM?
Do I trust you? Yes.
Okay.
Wouldn't have done this for as long
Feel
as I
like-
have.
Yeah. It's not the end of the world. You're fine.
It's just the end of the win.
It's just the end of this campaign. I'm kidding.
That's us laughing.
I need more alcohol.
So, as the spell goes off,
But I
you guys feel as you're stretched, crushed, moved, and drawn thin, the hands of whatever this thing within the sarcophagus is, all throughout the shift and move, is trying to get his hands across your neck. As there is a laughing, a cackling, and you find yourselves on the plane of fire, falling down. There is... I have a question I must ask myself now. Can I get dexterity saving throws from the two of you, please?
Is Daniel with y'all?
No.
No, Daniel stayed. Not enough.
30.
30? 30? All right.
13.
That true. Also passes.
I don't know if it's against him or against this. We'll see.
Sticks. As you all fall into the plane of fire, you find yourselves on the bank of a lava river. You fall directly into the lava. You're going to take 63 points of fire damage. Kex, you fall outside the river, landing on your feet. And this entity, as soon as it crosses planes, dissipates into ash. As it no longer has a tether to keep it corporeal. You also could have just closed the drawer, but
I kind of figured that one.
That was my suggestion. That was my suggestion.
Would the closing the drawer would have, he still would have been in there though, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
couldn't get himself out though.
Now he's gone. All right, I'm going to fish you out.
That's really good because I have 3 hit points.
Yeah, I'm going to fish you out.
Well, so
It's my turn.
Kex's turn, Styx's turn. Styx, can you please make me a con saving throw?
Does it have to be at the beginning of my turn?
It is at the beginning of your turn.
Dick farts. Oh, fuck. I have a decent con save.
Okay.
18.
That'll be enough. You'll take half damage from this. You're still going to go down.
Yeah.
I only rolled dice because this is lava damage, by the way, is 10d10.
No.
There's a chance that could have put you under negative, like double negative your HP, depending on what was going on. I wasn't sure. So you're going to take 47. That'll drop you to 0 hit points. You're going to go unconscious. You, in the plane of fire, are going to fish out Styx. That is now your turn.
Yep.
What would you like to do?
I'm still strong.
You sure are.
Yeah, so how far in is the lava is he?
Oh, you guys teleported right side by side. You just managed to be lucky enough to get the land side of this deal.
I'm just gonna fucking scoop him. Like, there's not much else I can do here.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna scoop him.
Okay.
Okay.
You have him.
Okay. I have him. I'm gonna shove a potion down his throat. So I have one regular fucking healing potion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you give me a medicine check?
Bruh.
It's important. I promise you.
Sure it is. Not bad. 17?
If you heal him, he's still covered in lava. You need to get the lava off him.
Okay.
Or he will continue to take damage.
Can I
Shake the shit out of
Like
I don't need shaken owl syndrome.
hold on. Let me see if I have a spell that can help. Hold on. I don't have a lot of spells here.
It is simply an action.
Okay.
You can take a bedroll. You can smother it.
Yep.
He is just on fire.
Okay. I will smother it, and then I will.
All right. That is your action first.
Okay.
So, bonus action. He's unconscious. He cannot administer health potion. That will then bring it to 6 turn. Sticks, please go and give me death saving throw. The order of operations is important. That's why I was going over.
You're all good. You're all good. Yeah. Now I will potion.
You got it. Yes. That 44 plus 4, correct? Or is it 2d4 plus 2 for regular?
I think it's
2d4.
2d4 plus 4.
There. 4.
2d4 plus 2.
So 10. You got the max.
Excellent.
All right, Sticks, you come to. You find yourself on the plane of fire. Across the river here, you see a massive city made of brass standing above you, and what looks to be figures within the lava starting to make their way towards you.
Back home. Plane shift. Back to Guild's Row.
Roll it.
No, I gotta roll the I gotta roll the intelligence check this time to actually pass it. I'm not stressful, guys. Don't worry about it. Natural 20.
Okay.
Okay. So, plane shift, Guild's Row.
I need you to roll me that D100 anyways, as teleportation magic is odd during the discordance.
Is odd during the discordance. Got it.
you guys for the full week.
15.
Total? Like 1-5?
Yeah.
I think low is bad.
Is low bad?
It's not on target, that's for sure.
Okay. Is it gonna put us still on the material plane?
Oh, you'll be on the material plane, that's for sure.
Okay.
We're gonna be in the Miss Sea, buddy.
At least you can fly.
As you feel the bending, stretching, flattening, almost spaghettification of planar transport once again, you come to underneath boughs of tall trees.
Dan. Fuck.
They seem to be conifer in nature, so pine needles kind of scattered about.
Oh no.
We're not in the Whispering Woods.
No,
Are we?
Nope, I think I know where
A little
we
better
are.
than the seed of cord.
Are
Just
we?
saying.
Do I recognize this forest, Andrew?
Wait.
It's a forest.
Does the canopy layout remind me of anything?
That is so weirdly like. Are you asking if it reminds you of
Home.
Of home?
Or the Whispering Woods?
This is not the Whispering Woods. This is not the Barrack North. You do not believe yourself to be in Veldan. Besides the Barrack North, the only other place you've been with conifer trees like this would be home. So is it reminiscent? Sure.
Tex, you all right?
No.
Can you heal yourself?
Yes. What did we just do?
We got rid of whatever the fuck that was.
It said Leon Endwin.
Yeah. And it was him.
Leon Endwin would not be buried here. Correct?
I think the statue turned into him.
Can I do a history check to know if Leon Endwin was buried in the Endwin Empire or if he was buried in Guild's Row?
Nobody knows.
History or religion, your choice.
I think I've rolled on this before.
And you roll poorly.
Oh, I will definitely take the religion. It's a 19 plus 4, so 23.
23. It is said that he was buried in Silvacross.
Where's that?
That is in the Endwin Empire. That is where the Raven Queen's temple is. I said Hrig Cross earlier. I misremembered my own town name, so I apologize. It should have been Silva Cross.
Okay.
But yes, he is said to be buried in Silva Cross, though nobody has ever confirmed that.
So the tomb that we went up to, jumbled letters. I used Dispel Magic. It said Leon Enduin. Where was this was it in the
Ebon Feather.
Yeah, but in the the tenders, was it in the priests?
Priests.
He said he put it in with the best dead people down here.
It was empty. He put it in an empty tomb.
And
it was wrapped in black.
And the statue turned into...
And it was Soul Flame. Is this the Lich? Is it Leon Enduin? Is it something different?
That presence felt extremely familiar to me, correct?
You're starting to get into an odd habit of asking and be like, oh, it felt familiar, right? How does a person feel familiar to one another?
I mean, but this isn't a person. This is a god we're talking about. So that's what I mean.
My point being is that all of these beings that you've dealt with, Vathis, Eldaconan, and the unnamed god, all have that same flavor of necromancy, death, and hate.
Yeah.
It felt like that, yes.
Okay.
But being able to pinpoint, was that the real Leon Enduin? It's a lot harder to say.
It's a good...
Because we've never actually met him.
He has.
I have, twice.
In the dream?
No. Kind of.
He was dead.
No.
Yeah.
He has tried to get me twice when I have died. And he has been trying to physically grab me.
Okay. Well...
Heal yourself.
We need to get home. Where are we?
I don't know. We're in the woods right now. I'm gonna... Can you heal yourself for a second and I can climb up to the top of the trees and try to get an idea?
Well, I can just fly up too.
All right, well...
8, so I'm just healing myself. 2 healing words, first level. 16. I'm still rough. I can burn a regeneration if needed, but I'd rather not.
Just give yourself a little bit right now so a stiff wind doesn't knock you down and
okay.
We can climb up. And
yeah, I'll fly up. Kex can climb up
with you. I would ask to help you with a perception check, but I don't need to.
You can't get more advantage.
I know.
Yeah. My passive perception.
Can I roll... If he's going to roll a perception, is there a different type of check that I can make to get a little bit different of an idea of where we might be?
Are you proficient in cartographer's tools?
No.
Just legitimate question.
No.
I don't know. In that case...
I was thinking more like a survival.
I was going to say survival. That might give you information on the type of biome you are in, but it wouldn't give you an exact location by any means.
I will do a survival.
Sticks.
That's out. Yep, not good. 10. I could make it a little better though. Why not?
So 29. I adjusted my scores. I adjusted my scores because I had to do some wonky stuff with my ASIs. So 29. Rolled a 19 and an 18.
Nice. You guys go up. Kex sticking a little bit down below into the trees themselves, trying to get more information on like the type of place you're at. You see, as you crest up over the actual tree line itself, there is a beautiful city. Probably a day's walk from where you guys are at. Has beautiful white buildings. They seem to be carved out of marble. There's a river that goes through it, and just at the angle, it was about noon where you guys were in Guild's Row, but over here, it is probably evening, and as the sun is setting, just cascading across the water, you see this beautiful reflection of the sun against the city itself. It is almost like it is perfectly timed to light up the city.
I rolled 15 on the survival.
The trees here do indeed look familiar, though you're not sure you've ever actually traveled this far south. You and your family lived further north in the mountains of the Enduin Empire. You were kind of closer to Tenebtor, or Storm's Crest, north of the Enduin Empire. You are assuredly further south as the climate has gotten a little bit more temperate, and find yourself, you would think, probably close to the Sunlit Basin, an area where, like Ilios is normally supposed to be.
We're in the Enduin Empire. This is home.
For you, oh God, we need to get back immediately. Would love to explore.
Got a sounding?
No.
What do we call?
No. We have to rest.
Okay. Don't have anything?
No.
No spell slots left?
I wasn't expecting. We were in Guild's Row. Six did not think he needed Word of Recall.
Jeremy, I'm just asking.
I know, but yeah, this is bad.
Yeah.
We need to rest so that I can get Word of Recall and we can go back in 8 hours, basically.
All right. Well, we can find a good spot inside the woods or near the river and set up camp. We should stay out of sight of the city.
Yep. We're going to go work on that.
A point of order. Looking down at what, after you guys have confirmed, you would presume is Ilios. This is the cradle of Pelor, god of the sun. Is also positioned on a river on purpose. This is where most of the agriculture of the Enduin Empire is held. It is a massive farming village. To call it village is wrong. City. It is of commerce. It is of produce. But hanging overhead is a massive skyship.
Does it look like Thunder's Judgment?
Be a comparable class to it. Thunder's Judgment is dark, covered in banners of the sort. This one is bright. It looks almost like it has been decked out with platinum, gold, filigree. It is much more stately of a craft. Though, with a 29, it is still armed.
Can I see any emblems? I see the emblem of the Enduin Empire.
See the purples and golds of the Enduin Empire. And alongside that, you would also see the symbol of Pelor, the rising sun. Kex, you know this to be the Radiant Dawn.
I know who's the captain of that? Or is it just a famous ship?
Just a famous ship. It is normally used for humanitarian efforts.
Doesn't look like it's kitted out for that right now.
It has weapons to keep itself safe, but is not a destroyer class in the same way Thunder's Judgment is.
That is the Radiant Sun?
Radiant Dawn.
Radiant Dawn. Humanitarian vessel.
Beautiful. Can we set up camp?
Yeah.
Sticks is just like, we need to get back.
Yeah.
Like right now.
Not disagreeing.
Basically.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
So, yeah.
As the two of you make up camp, Sail, if you could come back to the table, please. For those that wonder, by the way, why Colby does this, his back hurts quite a bit, and sitting in these chairs for damn near 8 hours a session does hell on it. So, if he can, he goes and rests it a little bit.
He was also
doesn't
mad
take
at
it
us.
serious. It's also that he was mad, yeah.
Yeah. I was sick of their shit.
Oh no. Somebody made a choice.
Yeah, you make all the wrong ones.
Yep. Only me. Exclusively me.
Usually you.
I wrote in a journal, you opened the unnamed god's tomb. So we're
And got rid of it.
you dispersed that. It still might
Also-
be there.
Above table, we're talking about how that was Kex's decision. I was also there. Like,
How many days have they been missing? We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
All right.
So. They're busting your balls. Chill out. It's fine. So you are moving to Vitugazi. You got a band following behind you.
I didn't think I was quite a mile away yet. Oh, well.
As you feel it just drop out and disconnect.
Yeah.
Do we hear the screams first?
No, it was like 10 seconds and they didn't say anything.
Fear.
I feel like time-wise, everybody would have dropped out before.
Oh, we
left.
left. Everybody was very well dropped out before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
fine.
taking hours for us to work on the bodies.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all good. So
What?
How long does the hill giant strength potion last?
An hour?
Yeah.
So as you make your way to Vitugazi, it takes you a little bit of time. You see that the Pale Guard escort you, and those that they feel that are afflicted, you find that there are a handful that are just like the Pale Guard believe they have a shared hallucination.
Yep.
This band that was closest to Ortova when this happened, are talking about these same massive figures, and then some of them are even shown just be like, look at my arm, and they have massive bruises wrapped around their arm.
That I will actually like identify. I will identify people with bruises or physical marks.
It's like, yeah,
Nope. Come here. You with the bruise. Come here. Let me see that. Identify.
That is the Withering Touch. That is a curse,
Okay.
and it will, if left untreated, he will start to slowly shift and turn into a shadow.
Right. Gotcha. Anybody with anything like this, come to the front of the line.
A few of them kind of, okay.
And do I see anybody like hiding anything or acting like, oh, I don't have anything that bad?
Give me an insight check.
No advantage. No nothing. 18
18.
with a plus 15.
They all seem forthcoming.
Okay. Everybody seems normal. All right. Anybody with any marks like this will require extra medical attention, but it's no big deal. Let's go. I'm like playing something on the way up.
One of them shows you like a mold they're not quite sure about. It's like, yeah, this kind of like grew. You know, it's like,
Oh, how old is that?
I don't know. It's like a couple of months old.
Okay, that's a 19 for medicine.
That's just a mole.
I think that might just be a mole. We'll keep an eye on it. But I think that might be a mole.
All right. I got another. So for those that, cool, I'm not, but for those that are kind of like marked like that, what about the guys that got turned into like juice boxes?
Oh, the ones who got turned into paste?
Yeah.
Gonna have to consult with my master of ceremonies on that one. He's usually the afterlife overseer.
Call right now.
He's actually still tending to the battlefield.
Okay.
But
Cool. You'll probably come across it then.
I'm taking care of all the party people at the parade.
You see, can you go ahead and give me a performance check too? Nothing bad happens if you roll poorly, for the record.
I tend to. 14.
14?
Good enough.
Idiot. So, 14. As you start to progress through the city and playing your music along, you see people, they have a moment where they're taken off guard by happiness in this time. Mm-hmm. And they start to cheer for the soldiers moving through. You know, they're tossing them things like what fresh produce they still have remaining. You know, they're tossing like apples, oranges, fruits, things like that to give them like a pick me up. They're seeing like there's a baker moves through and has like this cake. He's like, here, please take it.
I'll like stop playing for a sec and I'll trade him a granola bar and it's like cake for the heroes that fought this day, and I'll hand it out to the people who like got withering touched.
They're just taking handfuls of it, right? But as they progress, it's a boom to the morale here in Guildrow.
And I'll try to do one little sneak, like lesser restoration on anybody with the withering touch. Just like, and nothing happens. Oh, that's rough. That is unhope. Well, Stick should be able to take a look at him in an hour or so.
Should.
Yep.
As this goes on, you find yourselves under the boughs of Vitugazi. You see Tristani kind of walks out of the tree itself.
Actually give her like a bow.
They will bow in turn.
So a lot going on. Vathis is no longer going to be around again. These gentlemen need extra medical attention. They have been touched by night walkers and will potentially shortly be turned to shadows.
Oh dear.
Yes.
This way, please. You see, she like stares off in the distance as you understand that she's probably doing like sending to somebody, and then those afflicted in such a way, I will have go to Hallows Gate. So should they can be contained quite easy.
Okay. Any removals of curses should be able to help.
Delightful.
Spoke to Mother Morose. She seems to be. We have a whole discussion to have about that at some point when you're able. Vathis is removed. These gentlemen are no longer going to turn into shadows, so that's good. I think that was most of what I needed to discuss with you today.
Delightful.
If you would like me to report regarding Mother Morose.
In a moment, but I feel that this may be a little bit more pressing. She'll point up. Yes. Captain Quickstep has just disembarked to go speak with Judge Asperia about a possible infestation of Demir. I believe Alyssa would appreciate your assistance in possibly screening through.
Yes. Yeah. I wish we
Through
had.
as they are needed.
And then hopefully in a couple hours, Kex will be here and he'll be able to help too.
He's an investigator, correct?
Yeah, and he's got a little bit of a mind thing that's really helpful for times like these.
Delightful. All right. Well, in that case, please see yourself up.
All right.
She kind of smiles and she shows you the squirrel.
Hey!
I believe somebody from the Pride's Call is looking for you.
Whom?
Do not be alarmed, but it'd be the Dawn Justice of the Enduin Empire, Arnold Abernathy.
Oh.
Arnold Abernathy.
Yeah, we knew about him. He's at the house.
Yes, it's just him. He's on a personal call.
Right, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to say that Asperia and Alyssa take priority over Abernathy. Because there's two A's as opposed to one.
Arnold Abernathy?
Oh, no, you've undone my argument, Tristan. I guess I have to go to the Pride's Call.
2 A's and 1 person.
Yeah.
Abernathy, I'm pretty sure that has 2 in itself.
No, goodness. Alyssa has 2 as well.
Right.
Asperia
Arnold
has
has
2.
2 as well. No.
Isperia is 1.
Esperia.
ISP.
That's very silly. I thought it was
I also thought it was
I
Like
think
to
we've all
aspire.
Asperia this whole time.
to aspire to a higher calling or justice, you know. Huh. Well, I have misspelled her name in 1 or 2 letters then, and I hope she doesn't hold that against me.
That's gonna be the BBEG at the end. She's gonna kill us all because you misspelled her name.
If anybody's going to be bothered by clerical errors.
Going to the prize call? Or are you going up?
I'm going up.
Okay.
Just teasing.
She will,
Want to come with me, or are you going to take the shortcut?
she will see one head extricates itself from the 3.
Oh.
As a spindly dryad will accompany you.
Okay.
And the one with the dead head kind of like limp looks over the other ones, goes, please come with me. We will heal you. We're not sick.
You're a little sick. Just go trust the Tristani. They're smart.
And we'll escort them over to Hallows Gate.
Okay.
To get further up there, you see Captain Quickstep standing amongst the people. I need to pull up Judge Asperia really quick.
Captain, how you doing? How's
Diana,
yeah. Perfect.
my wife,
Yes.
she's doing well. Unfortunately, yeah, you'll see Diana's actually getting a once-over by Judge Asperia right now. We are in a bit of an issue. Has Alyssa spoken to you?
Not since incident this afternoon. Alyssa, hello.
Alyssa's on board. She's still on the ship.
Oh, she didn't bother. Okay. Not since an incident this afternoon that she disagreed with.
All right.
What is going on?
Judge Asperia is looking over people. We believe that we may have a traitor on board.
Yes.
And she's looking over the senior crew, so I can confirm that they are good to go.
Yes.
We are trying to locate who the traitor may or may not be.
Right. Okay. Yeah. We should. Yeah. I'm sure you're on top of it already. I won't lecture you on anything. Like just having this kind of a measure in place by default going forward. You know, I'm sure that's been something you've already planned since this morning.
I mean, it was Alyssa's idea.
She is a very smart lady. And
She's a very smart lady.
Yeah.
Tiana is missing, apparently.
Oh.
So that is notable.
Oh wait, no, you pinged that to Kex, I think, while I was in range still.
Wishy-washy there.
Yeah, a little bit wibbly wobbly.
You know now.
I certainly know now. I will see what I can do to find out about that. But I don't know what I can do today so much.
It's appreciated. I think I have Alyssa working on some of it. She's, I believe, quite concerned with the HUD.
Yes. Yeah. I always thought the name for it was interesting. Hood.
Heads up display. That's just what I've been calling it. I don't know what she's decided to call it.
I don't know why her head is up. What is it up?
That was oddly timed.
I figured it was so like you could see its heads up. It's like it's a heads up. Like
When
this is happening. Heads up.
Okay. So
Like heads up like duck.
right. Okay. It's a duck display.
Have you listen, you were changed from your time gone. Are you okay?
No. I wasn't okay before though.
Right. I'm wondering how far that may have progressed.
We're gonna find out someday.
Ain't that the fucking truth of this campaign?
Did you know that in order to become an immortal Fey Lord of the Rivers, I had to stab myself through the heart and absorb most of my brother?
You just learned was your brother.
If she was speaking to anybody else. Right.
That was like a week ago.
Are you like a conjoined twin now, or like how does that work? He's dead.
Yeah.
So you have a dead guy floating around in you?
Yeah, I've been thinking about trying to bring him back, but I don't know if that's gonna like pull out a chunk of me or something.
My twin in the womb.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. He was very happy to die. Don't blame him.
After the shit she's seen over the last month, you're blowing her mind.
I'm just causing her. I'm causing her more things to compartmentalize.
And you can actually visibly see her accomplish that feat as she.
Yep. That's the very useful skill I've been practicing this week.
Right. If you cannot assist here, please go speak with Alyssa. I understand you're part of the council. Is there anything I should know going forward?
Vathis is gone.
For how long?
Yes. In perpetuity.
I think Alyssa said something about that.
Yes.
Okay.
Kalimvor came by in person and picked him up.
Sael's a man with a way of words.
Okay. Anything else I should be aware of while conducting operations? I mean,
Nightwalkers showed up in the Orzhov quarter. And gave a withering touch to a bunch of soldiers who will turn into shadows shortly. Tristani is overseeing them.
delightful.
So they don't do that.
All right. Okay.
It was not a shared hallucination between a bunch of people. That was an actual phenomenon.
Okay, so we have Nightwalkers, Shadows, and the like. Understood. Well,
But we got rid of Vathis.
that's good. Path is down is good. Okay. Thank you. Truly.
If you come across any Gruul who are actually Gruul, just let them know that I'm in charge of the Gruul now, so they should come to the Pride's Call.
I'll find that. If I don't turn them to paste first.
Passiveness is what's going to win us the girl.
I already beat up 2 people. I'll beat up more. Just tell them to come fight me.
Technically, now you could appoint somebody to fight for you. You could just have Alyssa beat the fuck out of people.
That would be pretty funny.
Well, I'm going to go. I think my turn's up, so.
I trust you.
Shouldn't.
Why?
Not until this is done. She'll move out and go stand in front of Judge Spearia.
Says something about herself to.
I'll go line up as well.
See Judge Spearia looking her up and.
Fair.
Actually, to that point, when you're done here, can you grab me Alyssa and then the other 2?
Yeah, I'll let them know. If you could sending, it might be a few hours. They're taking care of the battlefield.
I use sending often for the battlefield itself. I'm all out.
Okay. All right. Well, if, we'll just
I
wait.
coordinate.
We'll wait a few hours then to see if they show up. Yeah. I don't have the ability to. I could send them a
I
squirrel.
must think about that.
That squirrel's gonna go on a fucking like cross-continental adventure.
I have to specify a creature and a location.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well,
unless there's a bird around here.
you will see as Judge Spearia looks up and down and just like very, literally dives into the mind of Captain Quickstep. It is invasive. It is harsh. You see some of the other higher ranked people of the Perihelion are dealing with the aftermath of that, as Judge Spearia is not gentle by any means.
I remember.
You've dealt with this before.
It do be hurting.
A few of them cry, tears falling down their face, and you watch Judge Spearia, stalwart, trying to withstand it, not show any emotion like a good soldier. And for a brief moment, you just watch her.
Quick step or Spearia?
Quick step. You're dismissed. terrified of this.
You want to hear the voices too?
As there's an odd moment. The first time this happened, she was very much a superior influence. Crashing down onto your mind, pushing through. There was not much resistance you could have had. You've changed. Your mind has changed. It is more fey in nature and tricksy and confusing, and you can feel her, even with her true sight and ability to do this, sifting through, is starting to lose a few details. Until you watch her zero back in.
I'll like almost mind palace my courtroom bar
Just take her on a walk.
and just be like, so from the last time you were in here, this is all the new stuff. And just give a truncated report of what happened the last time we had her in my head.
Imagine you're like walking by paintings and just like showing scenes.
This is the astral sea. You can see Kex having a nibble from an arm.
In like the little description, it's like
God arm.
Hex eating, vivid memory, oil.
This is Cabus and the Dreamer. This is where we picked Bastion back up. And the Dreamer. I had to go into his dreams and fish him out of the goo later, but we got him all sorted and he's part of the Ordaining now. This is when we met Jotun in the Ordaining and he called it.
And it's to that point, you feel a shake in the ground. As she, to use, I believe this conversation will have to be cut short.
Do you trust I'm not Demir or Anduin?
I trust I wouldn't be able to tell regardless.
That is high praise, thank you.
At least not without being more forceful about it. And I'm not sure I want that fight.
Thank you.
High praise, brother.
As she steps out of this, and you see a column of light north into the east of Guild's Row, as essentially a Bifrost gets called down. It is bright. It was about noon when you guys started this. It has transitioned to about evening as you've been moving through, walking with all these people, all these investigations, and it lights up the realm with a bright white and almost omni-colored presence. As even up on V2 Ghazi, you can see just outside of Guild's Row, giants have appeared here in Guild's Row.
That's quite the cavalry.
My major image. Can I throw that up into the sky and create a symbol of the Ordaining? Just over the world tree.
You can hear from the distance. Alyssa, you can hear this. You also see and feel the shake in the earth.
Kex and Sticks, you can hear this.
As there's a in response to the symbol being shown overhead, and the masses start to move through. They are immediately set upon by forces, but you don't think it's going to be that much of an issue until somebody more serious gets involved.
Okay.
I'll tell you guys right now, it's a good thing you took care of Vathis when you did, because this could have been a fairly difficult fight for the Ordaining to deal with if Vathis was in charge.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because they just wouldn't have gone down.
Actions and consequences.
Nope.
So, with that being said, we will close out for this session here and now. If you're watching this as it goes up on the YouTube, thank you. It's a bit of a different session than I was expecting, but we will see how everything shakes out. If you're watching us over on Twitch, you're going to see us again here in a little bit because we're doing 2 episodes. It's no longer Zombie Jesus Day that we need to worry about. So we're going to do 2 of them today.